Tune in to Gallif Radio, a Whovian podcast every other Friday on the Journey into Comics Network.
The following Journey into Comics.
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 Journey into Comics. Network. Production.
Fuck you, Iraq.
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. This is Podcastrophe with Nick and Tyler, and we're coming at you with a fistful of heritage on a podcast where anything goes and there are no safe spaces. This is Podcastrophe.
Hey everybody, Dick here with my co-host Tyler. How you doing?
I'm on the casting couch again this week. This futon is actually really comfortable.
It is, absolutely.
And I haven't been here but 10 minutes, and I'm already furious, mad at Blaine, because he took a cool thing that we did that a lot of people liked out of our intro, and I don't like that. And he didn't.
I'm sorry.
He didn't confide in me when he removed it.
I think there's a reason I did it, and I can't remember what it is. But
you didn't.
there was a reason.
You didn't talk to your boy.
I think it was like an accident. I accidentally did something.
Control Z, my man. Control
Yeah.
fucking
I
Z.
didn't. Well, I didn't realize it until like way after. But I did something and it fucked it all up. But anyway,
I want to shove my microphone through your face.
I'm sorry. Oh, I was gonna say stuff and then I forgot the stuff.
Well, say the stuff for the love of God.
I forgot the stuff.
Did you take that out too?
Did you introduce me?
I was gonna get there.
Were you?
Jeez.
Okay.
Careful, he
AJ,
might
thank you
take
for
you out of
coming
the
back.
room.
Hey, absolutely. I really enjoy being here. I've been here for about, 20 minutes? I'm already having the time of my life.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, last time you were on, so I made a mistake last time you were on.
Really? What
Yeah.
was the mistake?
Well,
Breathing?
the last time you were on, I threw out like a random, hey, who wants to be on a podcast tonight? Like that day, because we were desperate for a guest.
Right.
And you answered the call, and Keegan answered the call.
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet, I got Keegan and AJ on. This is gonna be awesome. They're gonna be talking back and forth. I mean, you guys did that was great.
Right.
But like, what I didn't know is that you two had no idea who each other was.
Yeah, I've seen
And
him.
I
I
thought
saw him
you
at
did.
one Doom Room show.
I thought you
And-
knew, and I'm like, okay, cool. They're gonna have some chemistry, like automatically. Right?
Absolutely. And then, so since we're on this topic already, I made a mistake because Keegan was talking about Cardor Dick Smash and like how we're gonna come up with these lyrics and we did this and we're trying to do things we've never been done before, and I was like, you should do the Tide Pod challenge, and everyone's like, nah, it's a little trendy right now. And I was just like, oh, like that hurt my soul.
I wish I had a soul.
Yeah, well, because you work at what, SIA?
No, I used to work at SIA. I
Where
don't
are you
work there
working
now.
now?
I'm an electrician.
Oh, wow. And then you just have no soul, though?
Oh, I've never had a soul.
Oh, never, since you were born?
I lost my soul in my youth.
It's weird. Are you a ginger?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just a really angry guy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just pissed
I
at everything.
replace my soul with pure rage and self-loathing. And every now and then I'll throw some fucking happiness out there. But then it's immediately followed by fucking crushing somebody's hopes and dreams. Normally it's him. I feel bad for him sometimes, having to put up with me. Like, I'm an asshole to him, and he just takes it.
I absolutely feel that, though, because I used to play, I guess we're still kind of going and stuff, but we haven't really had the time to, but I played a D&D campaign with some people that you know, like David Linder and Nick Maxon.
Before you go on, I want
Yes.
to tell you about that microphone.
What is about
You got to
this
be
one?
right up on it.
You have to be, like, right up on it?
Oh yeah, you got to be right up on it.
Usually
stand
we're
itself
It
headphones.
almost
extends.
has to be inside of your mouth.
The stand itself extends if you
Just basically,
twist
I
this.
just, like, I mean, I
Yeah.
can just hold
Yeah,
it,
perfect.
too.
Perfect.
Right here?
You're
Cool.
right there.
Awesome. You're usually wearing headphones, so you can just tell me when I'm being
the diaphragm's
soft and
like
stuff.
all the way back here, so
Right.
it, like
Very poor design.
Okay.
actually very great design. That's what makes that microphone so awesome, is because it, instead of just absorbing all of it, it kind of like filters it a bit.
Yeah, I'd rather have mine.
I would too, but that's
We just get
great.
the-
That's great for all styles of vocals too, mostly singing and stuff.
None of us are
true.
singing in this room.
No,
Do you want me to sing? You probably don't want me to sing.
I've used that microphone for
as an anal bead.
The intro. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
That's an interesting anal bead. All right.
It's almost like a Dr. Mario pill.
Anyways, as you were saying before I rudely interrupted.
It used to be colored.
As oh my god.
Prior to becoming an anal bead.
Yeet. All right, so
Proceed with the chlorophyll.
there was a time that I used to play D&D, and it's still an ongoing campaign, but we still haven't had like a whole lot of time to do it recently.
We're all busy people.
But it was with David Linder, Dave Chips, as you may know him, and Nick Maxon. And David was like the dungeon master of the campaign, right? And
Yes.
I was playing as this elf wizard, and I thought that I was so great, and I was just like, I know everything. I'm the arcane master. Like, I can shoot lightning from my fucking hands. Fight me, you know?
Come at me, bro.
And
Got some balls.
everybody in the group immediately decided that I was the weird one. I was the weird guy of the group, because one time I was like, all right, so we have these like dead goblins on the road. We just killed them. We snuck attack and just demolished their asses. And so I was just like, all right, we need to hide the bodies. Like, I thought that was a reasonable reaction. Like, there may be more around. We don't want them to be aware that we were here. Put the bodies in the bushes. That's what I want to do. And everyone's just like, I don't know why you want to take the bodies to the bushes, but, you're going to be doing some freaky shit in there.
A little get down with the get down
And
in
then
the fucking bushes.
And from then on, I was the weird guy.
Hey, what's the weird guy doing over there in the bushes?
Exactly.
Why are those bushes?
Why did he take that monster's eyeball? Is there just a hole in the back that he's going to try and have sex with?
Why are they rustling vigorously?
I think
Are
the
you
best...
going to turn a monster's eyeball into an anal bead?
Absolutely.
Is this going to be the theme today?
There was a point that like they would not let up about the monster eyeball thing, because I was just like, oh, there was like a kid who like taught me that, or like showed us the way to get to this dungeon. So we're just like, oh, so we're gonna take this back way. I'll bring you back something cool, like from adventuring stuff. And he was like, oh wow. So I thought a monster's eyeball would do the trick. Spoiler, it doesn't. It actually freaks them all out. And his mother wasn't too happy about having like a monster eyeball.
Did they react to you like all the residents of River Run do when you kill one of the chickens?
Basically,
Yeah,
like
they just
he was
all try to murder
like,
you, including the
he
children.
immediately
don't do that.
I tossed it to him.
You don't do that.
I tossed it to him, and he immediately like screamed and dropped it.
I mean, to be fair, you probably should have handed it to him.
I probably shouldn't have just given him a monster eyeball in the first place. In retrospect,
Think fast, kid.
exactly how that happened too. It was literally, hey, catch.
I'm glad that's been
gonna
around.
Be the cool guy.
I'm glad that's been around since like fantasy medieval times.
Exactly.
Like it's still a thing today.
Exactly. Yeah, and he just screamed, and then his mom was really pissed because eventually he was like, cool, like, I'm gonna play with this monster eyeball that, like, may or may not be highly caustic, or, like, transform me into some sort of monster because we
Right.
have no idea of the properties.
Or I might eventually use as an anal bead.
Yeah. Previously owned anal bead. It's just a
I
monster
will get
eyeball.
past this, I promise.
Yeah, it's already been noted. Clearly, Tyler has taken Richard's suggestions seriously and now loves anal beads.
No,
This is true.
That is still a no-fly zone for me. Exit only, folks. Exit only.
Exit only for
Tony,
you.
give it a try.
Exit only. Nope. Don't get down with the brown, my man.
You don't let your girl tongue puncture fart box?
Nope. I
No?
don't. And I'm not eating no ass either. Nope.
You don't hit her with that
Nope.
You don't hit her butt clit with that
Nope.
tongue fist?
Nope. Nope.
This devolved real fast.
Yeah, this went really far, like just completely 360.
Nope.
360, yeah,
no
exactly,
ass
180.
at all.
Woo.
I gotta be feeling awful frisky for that.
I
I can't
think
get
that-
frisky enough to feel that.
Exactly. I don't know. That's it's one of those things where, like, I mean, like, I understand, like, some guys, they want to
Some
do
gays.
that, but, like, I mean, not even,
gays.
like, I mean, like, there's guys who, like, I mean, if a girl, like, sticks, like, first knuckle deep,
Nope.
it's not gay.
Nope.
No, anything else past that,
It's
knuckle
100%
deep. First,
gay.
all right. I mean, all I'm saying is, like,
you touch the tip of the fucking fingernail to the anus, and that's gay.
but how?
Nate says, "Stop being fearful, Tyler."
No.
Hashtag
just
Butt
embrace
Stuff
it.
2018.
No.
Embrace it.
I built a wall, okay?
Build a wall around your asshole?
Hashtag wall. Wall over my asshole.
Hashtag wall my butt. Make it known.
Yes!
To be fair, I don't know how far Miranda's gotten, but it's been in there.
She had that crick in her elbow for a while.
Ooh.
I don't know how far she got. I didn't ask.
We must go deeper.
I didn't ask. But I'm like, nope.
Starts
Done
tickling
there.
the bottom of your lungs.
I'm done there.
I just like I understand the concept, but like some guys like they like that, and I understand that to a point. Like it's not for me though. I don't.
Well,
I cannot,
that's the thing. Like, I had this conversation with a guy that I work with today, who's a young college age guy.
Of course he is.
Who
Them damn millennials all about eating ass.
well, yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
really, they are.
You know, I mean, he fucking brings home.
That's us.
He,
We're millennials.
he brings home a different fucking girl like every weekend.
How can you even?
Who's
do
Karina
that?
Balsamo?
That's
don't
oh my
know.
god, what is she doing? That's my friend. That's my manager actually.
Oh, well.
What'd she say?
She says, "What did I walk into?"
We'll get past this.
We
But
will
so
get
we,
past
so we were
this.
having this conversation today, and he just couldn't get over the fact that I'm just not into any of that, like at all. And my wife is the same way. She wants no part of any of that.
And that's
But,
okay.
who
Like
would?
almost every conversation I have that involves this, it doesn't matter what group of people I'm with. They think it's fucking weird too that I'm not into it.
I don't think it's weird that you're not into
Well,
it.
no, I'm not saying like us right now,
Oh.
but I'm saying like
We're
generally.
just silently judging you.
No, I mean that's fine, but I'm also the one that doesn't have shit in my ass. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, like, technically you do kind of have like shit
Yeah,
in
I
your
mean,
ass,
I
like
have-
sometimes
yeah.
in passing.
no, I don't shove anything in my ass.
That's what you mean.
You know, one
Okay.
time,
Got it.
Yeah.
One time I came across a laxative in my parents' house when I was like 6 or 7, but it was like an anal supplement laxative. So like you literally had to, shove
yeah,
it up the pooper.
fucking
I didn't know
suppository.
that those things were like
Oh,
possible.
suppositories?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've taken suppositories
ooh,
to cleanse.
ooh.
Yeah, it was not fun.
It
I mean,
doesn't sound fun.
You gotta. I mean, I've had
fun.
to. I've
was
had
that
to-
like a self choice, or
I've
was
had
that
to-
like
No,
a
that was
doctor's
like
thing?
you haven't been shitting for a couple weeks. You need to fucking we're doing something about this.
Yeah, I've had to enema myself.
Yeah, that's not fun.
So I mean, that,
Have you ever drank a shot of mineral oil?
oh yeah,
No, I've never have.
yeah, fucking mineral oil immediately followed by milk of magnesia.
Ooh, that's
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, you got
Phillips?
the cha-chas going there for a second.
Phillips milk of magnesia.
Yeah,
If you mix that with that spray cough syrup, it's great for canker sores.
thank you. I don't get those.
I do.
But yeah, so I mean, the experience of having to enema myself, no, that was
Enemas are terrible.
that was the extent of it.
They
I
sound
don't
not fun.
I don't want anything else in that region at all.
My friend Ethan. Are we talking about butt stuff in here? Yes,
Yes.
we are.
What do you think this is?
This is
Brews with dudes?
Podcastrophe.
No, this is Podcastrophe. We talk about this,
This
Yeah.
is Podcastrophe, where we talk about butt stuff.
and we're
Now,
couch people.
we talk about it now.
Yes,
We've
we've
were gonna
briefly touched upon it.
We were gonna get into D&D, but
we're
then
gonna-
we were
we're
just
gonna
like,
get
nah,
briefly
butt stuff,
touched
butt
upon
stuff.
it.
See what I did there? We're gonna get to D&D in just a minute, but yeah. So I mean, like I've had this conversation in the last, I'm gonna say 2 years, over a dozen times, and almost every time I get the same reaction. Like, you're just fucking weird that you're not into fucking girls licking your ass, and you sticking your nose fucking up to your cheek and other people's assholes. That's not fucking what. No.
If it doesn't interest you, it doesn't interest
Yeah.
you. I mean, at least you and Skylar are on the same page about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not fucking begging her for butt stuff because I don't want any part of it. I've fucking seen enough farm animals fucking assholes prolapsed. I want nothing to do with it.
Alex Taylor, I don't shove anything in my ass is the first thing I heard when I opened this. You have my attention.
First you had
Welcome
my
to
ear.
Podcastrophe!
This is us. This is what we do.
We talk about butt stuff and
Farm animals.
butt things.
Speaking of butt stuff, I miss butt stuff. I miss butt stuff so
Butt
much.
stuff is, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing on this network again.
I know, but still, I missed it. It was a good podcast to.
It was.
listen to sometimes.
I don't know if they're ever going to do that again. I know they're no longer part of the network because they ended butt stuff, but literature was still a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then stuff happened, and they're no longer.
Stuff that we shall not.
Yeah, they're no longer with
yeah,
us.
it's no longer important.
But I don't know if they will ever resurrect that podcast for their own feed. I mean, from what I understand, it was a pretty big hit. I listened occasionally, but
I didn't have time.
yeah, I mostly had other things that I would rather listen to.
Yeah, most of the time I was just doing Bruise the Dudes. So.
I would read the description, and if it interested me, sure, I'd give it a listen. But for the most part, yeah, I didn't really want to listen to it.
So this is actually going from butt stuff and people judging me for not being into butt stuff.
Nate says cover pegging if you're going full butt stuff.
Okay, so no.
so you're like down. You're like, yes, let's talk about this.
I was just like, all right. So I mean, I guess let's just cover all bases now. Then we want to do it later. Because the next time I come back, if we don't do it, I'm just going to talk about pegging.
Did you hear my reaction, though?
I know, it was soulless. It was so depressed.
Did you hear how sad it was?
You were so broken.
No.
I feel like that's just your answer to the entire thing. Pegging? No.
No.
Tyler, do you have like any exciting news? Like anything new happened over the last week? Cool?
Well, I'm 1 week closer to being a college student.
Awesome.
Nah.
I don't particularly want to be a college student again, but I have to. So.
Yeah.
Is it to help your electrician job?
It's a part of the job. So I'm doing a union electrical apprenticeship. So I have to be a college student and an apprentice for 5 years. So I'll go to class 2 nights a week, and then work throughout the week, and then at the end of that 5 years, I'll get a degree and I'll be a journeyman.
And then, I mean, at that point, like, you're setting yourself up pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially because, like, you know, you get a lot of people, like, talk about, like, you know, I mean, we were all raised around the same time. You know, they tell you, like, oh, you have to go to college to get an education, get a degree. And, like, if you're doing it for something like an apprenticeship or, like, to become a journeyman and, like, an actual, like, trade skill, that's something that I feel like would be worth investing to rather than, like,
sure.
You know, especially just with the economy and the way that, you know, college loans work and stuff like that, like...
Well, luckily, I'm one of the few people that are our age that isn't suffering under fucking crippling student debt.
That is true.
But, you know, I went to college and fucking dropped out not long after I went there because it just wasn't, you know, I didn't know why the fuck I was there.
Exactly.
I just
can
went
totally
every day.
understand that.
Half the time I didn't go. You know, like wake up at like 9.
Yeah.
I've got a class at 10 o'clock. Do I really want to go? Sit in the fucking, like, auditorium and listen to the tiny Indian woman that speaks not one word of English try and fucking lecture me on chemistry? No, I don't.
The worst is those, like, classes that you only had once a week, and, you like, the way they worked the attendance was you could only miss, like, three days. And I'm like, oh, man. I had, like, out of my entire tenure at Ivy Tech, I had 2 classes that were once a week. Speech, and then I was retaking a math class. I passed the class. I didn't get a high enough grade to get into the next class, which was bullshit. It's a bullshit system.
Yep. The whole thing's a bullshit
You want to
system.
talk about bullshit systems? The way the Indiana's education system works is different than the way that New York State's education system works.
Hit us with some knowledge.
You would think that, you know, they would find some way to, like, figure this out. Of like,
they want
how
us
it
to
would
keep
translate.
talking about butt stuff.
Why? Oh my gosh, we're talking about the butt stuff.
We're
Now
done
we're talking about New York and Indiana educational systems.
It'll be back.
We'll get back to
I can't
pegging.
promise,
Don't
but
worry.
it might be. I don't know.
But anyway, so in New York, when you're in high school and you take a high school credit class, you have to take a Regents exam in order to get that credit. So it's like a statewide, everyone gets the exact same test, like, exam that you have to take. And if you pass that, you get your credit. It's worth, like, I think 60% of your overall grade. Mm-hmm. So, the way that it worked was I moved from New York to Indiana when I was 16. I was a junior when I was, you know, starting up in Frankfort Senior High. So they told me during my senior year, hey, so you guys have these things called Regents exams, and we just don't have those here, so we're not going to count those, and gave me a failing credit in biology and English freshman year. My freshman biology and freshman English, and they're like, you failed both of these technically because we're not going to count your Regents exams. So I had to retake 9th grade biology in a, like, after school summer program, and then I had to take a summer program for English.
That's bullshit.
I sense
It
a
was
rant
so
coming.
dumb. Dude, I was so pissed
I
the
sense
entire
a rant
time.
coming from the other side of you.
I just immediately I turn into the Hulk and just start screaming into the microphone. It eventually becomes inaudible. The microphone explodes. Everyone explodes.
This guy, I can see it in his eyes.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
just
Let's
there.
go.
I mean, there's. I gotta take my hat off.
Watch
for
him
this,
go.
'cause I'm pretty fucking hot right now. This just goes to show like how dumb the overall system is in general. Like first of all, right out of the gate, you're evaluating your youth based on standardized tests. That's fucking. I mean, you've got. I gotta. Standardized tests are weird because everyone is on equal footing, regardless of what they've learned up until that point. As long as the test is the same for everyone, everyone has the same capacity or the same ability to either pass or fail that test, regardless of whether or not you've ever been given that knowledge. Here's the test. You either pass the test or you fail the test. There's no in between. So that's a little bit of a positive, but at the same time, that's also extremely negative because from fucking kindergarten all the way until you are, fucking doctorate on, if you want to be fucking super scientist 9000.
Can that be a degree? Can we make that a degree?
You're fucking
super scientist.
Your
9,000.
intelligence.
You
I'm
take
not opposed.
20
Your
years.
intelligence should be based on
Not
things
opposed.
that you accomplish and your strengths and weaknesses. Like if you are extremely, like myself, extremely weak in math, 50-50 because number one, I didn't give a shit about math, but number two, I sat in classes where the people standing at the front teaching me the information, number one, weren't teaching me that information, and number two, didn't want to fucking be in the classroom.
I can understand that.
So there's another problem that fucking compounds, and then you throw standardized tests on top of it, and then the people that weren't given the information effectively, like me, who struggled with math, you're just fucked. You just got to deal with it. You are a burden to society when it wasn't entirely my fault to begin with. And same thing with you.
Absolutely.
Hey, you failed two classes. You're basically dumb. Here, retake these.
Exactly.
That's entirely wrong.
And going on this, like, how do they line up classrooms and stuff like that in a straight row? Because they're basically like, the way that schools are set up, it's set up to make you work in a factory. No offense. Like, I don't want to...
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I never wanted to work in a factory.
The way that school is set up is to teach you how to be obedient.
Exactly.
Not to
and when you're
educate.
you're lined up in a row, just like an assembly line.
Yep.
There's somebody in front of you, there's somebody behind you, there's someone to the left and right of you all the time. And it's so that way you were taught that, we can be in neat and filed order as we were working on an assembly line.
And at one point that was okay because
Exactly,
manufacturing was what really drove this fucking country.
Exactly, but how long has it been since
real
we've
quick,
done that?
It's still extremely important.
It is, yeah.
It is,
by
absolutely.
Far.
But it is not. It is not looked at. It's not looked at as the same as it was in the 50s. Most people, especially people our age, whether we've worked in a manufacturing environment or not, look down on the people working in the construction trades, look down on the people working in the manufacturing industries. The blue-collar fucking American, to a lot of people, are fucking worthless and serve no purpose in society. And that, again, is just fucking wrong.
Which, I do give a lot of respect to the blue-collar workers and stuff, because you really don't need a college education to get a good job and set yourself up.
You work in food service.
Yeah, I work in food service.
You
and
are
I'm
a
doing-
blue-collar worker.
And I'm doing just fine. That's the thing, is...
Fine is relative.
Exactly. You don't have to, there are a lot of people out there, and, this goes, all the way up to the government and stuff like that. We're just getting per report all up in this shit. But all I'm saying is, it goes all the way up the government. The rich are getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer and stuff, and it affects all of our jobs and everyone as a society.
You solve that by getting rid of the government. But
Exactly.
I'm not going to
We're
go
just
on
gonna
that
straight
rant
anarchy.
because we're talking about education. So we recently, you and I recently had a discussion on Facebook about a teacher who, with an elementary class, decided to not give their children homework unless it was something that they did not finish during the class period.
Which I saw that, and I totally agree with that.
That's fantastic for elementary age kids, and I would say into middle school. Once you get to high school and college, I would say, okay, homework is necessary at times. The amount of homework that I had as a college student, which I didn't do 90% of the time, but the amount of homework that I was expected to do on a daily basis was probably 3 hours worth of homework. It was about 3 hours worth a day for every class.
Yeah.
So I've got 9 classes, fucking 3 hours of homework, but I'm also an athlete, so that's 6 hours of my after school time just gone. So then what do? You go to bed or you fucking stay up until the wee hours of the morning.
If you want to enjoy yourself.
If you want to enjoy yourself, that's wrong. Like, and this carries over into the professional environment for me. My job has me from 6:30 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Once it hits 4 p.m. on the dot, I am no longer an employee of that company. Anything that I do from 4:01 until 6:29 the next morning is none of my fucking company's business. I am not affiliated with that company at all. That is my time. Anything that I do from 6:30 to 4 p.m., that is their time. I am their employee. I am not their property, but I am expected to conduct myself in a certain way, finish certain tasks, yada yada.
Basically,
yada.
just do your work.
Do my work.
I
am on their time. That is their time, because I don't have to be there.
And I actually,
it is a privilege for me to be there.
And I talked to one of my district managers recently came in on a meeting and stuff like that, and he talked a lot about time theft of people just standing around doing nothing and still just getting paid for it and stuff like that. And he really wanted to start cracking down, and he's like, it's literal theft.
Yeah, and the only exception to that is if you are a salaried employee.
Exactly, because it doesn't
you
matter how much you work.
You are always on that company's time. You have no personal time. Because you get paid whether you're there or whether you're not. It doesn't matter. You're getting paid.
Exactly.
So that's why you don't get paid overtime, because you are getting paid. You have agreed to accept a certain salary, and that's it. No more, no less. But you are always on their time. So
you sell your soul, mate.
Yeah. But I don't look at especially elementary age kids. Elementary age kids should not be doing fucking homework.
No.
At all. Not one math problem. Not any of that shit. It should be up to the parents to say, hey, you're struggling with math a little bit in class. Yeah. Your teacher has sent on a letter, said, hey, you're struggling a little bit with multiplication tables. After dinner tonight, let's sit down for a little bit and I'll help you work through that. That's what we should be doing, not forcing something down children's throats that is entirely unnecessary.
Especially the fact that, not everybody learns the same way.
Exactly. Thank you.
No, not everyone learns the same.
I think your dad, Alan Leroy Tyler Sr.
Yeah, that's my dad. Hi, Dad.
The educational system can't ever be standardized. There's no such thing as a standard student. He also says, I want a degree in Super Science 9001. Then I can be a manager of the Super Scientist 9000s.
Yes! Your dad's fucking thinking.
I like this guy.
I like this guy.
I like this guy.
He comes up with good quips. Good quips.
But he hit the nail on the head, and it might... I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but there is no standard human being.
Exactly.
No.
Everyone is different genetically.
Exactly.
Okay? Your metabolism and my metabolism are totally different. Some people that are overweight are just genetically fucked. From birth, they are guaranteed to be overweight for their entire life. Their diet, their exercise regimen, nothing is going to change that. They are genetically fucked. That happens. Some people aren't as smart as other people. It's fucking natural.
Some people pick up things differently.
Some people learn just by watching somebody else do something. Some people learn really well by reading something. Some people's comprehension is so high they only have to read something one time and they don't ever forget it. Everyone is different.
Yeah. Precisely.
So it goes back to what you said.
Exactly.
We are just forcing children to learn to be obedient. We are never, ever working to children's strengths.
Have you ever watched The Whitest Kids You Know?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so do you remember this? Do you remember this sketch that they did with the pledging to the American flag?
Yeah.
Like, this is not brainwashing. This is not brainwashing. And at the end, he's just like, very good, kids. Now come take your Ritalin.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
God, I
Again.
miss my Ritalin days.
Again, nail on the head. I got suggested. My dad, my second grade teacher suggested that he put me on Ritalin,
Really?
and he got pissed.
Yeah, he should have. As he should have.
Yeah, he got pissed. He's like, maybe you're not fucking engaging him enough. Maybe that's why he's talking and not paying attention. I mean, I still to this day do that.
I mean, 'cause you're a fuck off, but
Yeah, but now I'm an adult and I can do that.
But that doesn't.
Exactly.
It goes even further than that. That doesn't make you a bad kid.
No.
It makes your teacher a bad fucking human being, saying, "Hey, you should fucking zombify your child by putting them on this medication that is totally unnecessary. I just need to alter my class structure a little bit, and then they will fucking thrive."
Yeah. I mean,
But that's too much work. We can't do that.
Kids, people in general, they pay attention to things that they're interested in, that engage them. If they're not being engaged, they're not going to do it. Your brain can only pay attention to something for 15 minutes at a time before it gets bored and just shuts off, essentially, in terms of focusing on that subject.
Depends on the thing.
Yeah.
It depends on the person.
That's something I learned in high school. I had a history teacher, and he would literally switch it up every 15 minutes. He'd be like, all right, we're going to talk about this now. Every 15 minutes. And it actually made the time go by fast, and I actually enjoyed the class. He was a very intelligent, very fun teacher, and I learned a lot from him. However, he was also a very, very emotional teacher, where if he got pissed, if he got pissed, and he get pissed over petty shit.
I can talk about some pissed off history teachers. I had this one high school teacher named Mr. Rance. Mr. Rance was basically a bodybuilder. Like, he was a jacked dude. So much to think that one kid said that he was just a roid head. Like, he's like, you're just doing steroids. Like, fuck you. And this guy was so angry. But, like, apparently, like, as a kid, he used to be a little overweight and stuff. People would make fun of him for it. So he, like, you know, eventually decided he's like, you know what, I'm going to do something about this, and got super jacked. So
Devoted his life to it.
He is a big, scary man, especially to, what, 14-year-old Alan? 14-year-old AJ is just, you know, this guy's hand is the size of my face. Like, that's how scary this guy is. But he was like, he was writing something up on the board, and he was just like, he's like, AJ, get out your notes. Come on, let's go. And I was just like, all right, calm down. He doesn't like to be told to calm down, and I guess it was because his mom told him to do it all the time as a kid, so he fucking hates it. So he literally just, like, I imagine his head just kind of did a 180. I wasn't really paying attention
He
that
went
much.
full fucking exorcist
and he's just like, what did you just say to me? Don't ever tell me to calm down. I have a shit list, and you're about to be put on it.
Nice.
And I was just, it scared me so much. And I was just like, yes, sir.
One
and
of my
then
middle
took
school
notes for the
teachers
rest
threw
of
a
the day.
fucking desk at a student.
Really?
Picked up one of the fucking desks and chucked it at him.
I had a math teacher who would, like, catch people, like, dozing off and stuff like that, and he would just throw chalk or, like, erasers at him and stuff like that. I just wanted to keep it interesting, I guess.
I love when the teachers finally break in just those moments. I had a math teacher.
I can't fucking take it!
I had a math teacher. it was my freshman year. He just
Wait, real quick,
snapped a
real
fucking
quick.
ruler.
When did you get a Blue Eyes White Dragon fucking Funko Pop?
Oh, last Friday I pre-ordered it.
Why did you get a Blue Eyes White Dragon Funko
because
Pop?
Blue Eyes White Dragon is badass. I should
Fucking
get
Red Eyes Black Dragon all day.
We're really going to
Please.
discuss Yu-Gi-Oh!
Are you gonna fucking...
please.
You're cupping
3,000 attack power
You're
compared to
fucking-
its 2,500.
You're
Chilling,
You're
chilling.
sucking Kaiba's dick while cradling
Chilling.
I should get
Chilling.
2 more of those motherfuckers because there's only 3.
and then they just come apart and fuse together to the 3-headed Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Oh,
You're
man.
gonna get my Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Tell you what, if you guys want to play, like, an actual trading card game worth playing, I have a lot of Magic the Gathering decks out in my car. Like,
Please.
No.
oh, don't
Yu-Gi-Oh.
please me.
Don't
Yu-Gi-Oh,
don't tell me Yu-Gi-Oh's not legitimate. It's fun.
I
never got into Magic.
It's overcomplicated Magic. Magic is so much simpler.
I never
Instead
got
of, like,
into
having,
it.
like,
I
oh,
just
it's
don't play-
3,000 attack power, and you have, you know, you start with 8,000 life. You start at 20 life, and everything has, like, Base power toughness, like, you'll see, like, 3s and 5s and 1s.
I just don't play card games.
It's so... Magic the Gathering is, like... It's almost my guilty pleasure. Like, it's so
D&D
bad.
is my guilty pleasure.
I love D&D, though. I would need
Can
to
we
play
get
more
back
D&D.
to that?
Can we? We can.
We're being all negative with the school system, and it's like, I'm DMing a
Well,
campaign.
we had to jump off of the whole,
Butt
like,
stuff.
butt stuff thing.
Kids don't get to be kids anymore. They are expected to sit still, shut up, and listen, which is why if a kid talks or is a little hyper, automatically they are ADHD and need medication. Kids are so over-medicated, and ADHD is over-diagnosed.
Yep.
That's from Alex Taylor. Your dad's been going off, too.
Probably.
Not every kid on medication needs the medication. Most times it falls to the teacher and the parents to figure out how to develop the curriculum to suit the child. But it's easier for the school system to shape the child to fit the system, so bring on the drugs. And in the end, the child doesn't learn any better, but at least they're quiet, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. Okay, more beer in that fridge?
Oh,
I could use a beer myself, too, if you had one.
What you guys want? What you guys want?
I want
You could
something-
surprise me.
I want something delicious.
Yeah, something tasty would be good, but if, like, you had, like, a Hams in there that you're trying
Well,
to...
I've got a Shinerbacher in there.
Do you want that?
Yeah, I want that. I forgot I brought that stuff over here. I was actually looking
But
for
you
this
are
the other day.
you are DMing a campaign, though? It's your first
Yeah.
one.
I'm DMing my first campaign right now.
How do you feel about it?
I feel pretty good. My players really enjoy it. Or are...
Do you want a Wonky Nuggets?
Yeah, I'd take that.
Careful, though. It might explode. Open over to the trash can, Blaine. We've learned our lesson from this. But, yeah, I'm DMing my first campaign. My players have told me that they're really enjoying it. I'm doing a lot of stuff kind of reminiscent of 2nd edition. I've given them, like, their own fortress.
Okay.
So 5e rules, you can get a fucking stronghold.
Right.
And it costs, like, 60,000 gold, but then you can't ever do anything with it.
Right.
You just have a castle.
Like, you just give them a castle.
Yeah, So I wrote something into the story. I wrote my own one-shot to kind of be the preamble to the... To be the preamble to the pre-written module that I'm running. Oh, excuse me. And, God, fucking burps are hitting me. But, so I wrote this one-shot to kind of open up the campaign. And the campaign that I'm running is the Tyranny of Dragon storyline. It's Horde of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat.
Right.
That first book that they wrote for 5e, Horde of the Dragon Queen, is one of the most terribly written things that I've ever read.
Really?
It's nothing but typos, fucking sentences don't make sense. And then the story itself isn't very good. So I'm pretty much rewriting it all myself. Which is, I used to write. So it kind of fits and it makes sense. But they're enjoying it so far.
At least they enjoy it. That's basically what your job is as a DM, is to just make sure that everyone has fun. If they have fun, you have fun.
When we did our session 0, I sat down and I was like, look, these are the rules that I have for this campaign. I'm not gonna fucking argue rules with anybody, because
right.
I play in a couple other games right now, and like there's like 8 people in a group, so combat takes like an hour and a half.
I was gonna say that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking people, and the guy running it does a fantastic job, but combat takes like an hour and a half for one encounter.
Absolutely, because
And
there's 8 people to go through.
There's 8 people, and everyone has to decide what they do every turn. Nobody is planning shit out ahead of time, and then we're arguing rules on top of that, and it just bogs it way down.
A little hint of advice before you go any further: when you do go to combat and stuff, I don't know if you guys actually do this or not, but something that I found goes a little faster. Roll the hit dice with your damage dice. Just roll it all at the same time, so that way you can see immediately. You hit, you deal that much damage, or you don't hit, you would have dealt that much damage, but it doesn't matter, you didn't hit.
Yeah, we kind of do that.
Okay.
But so I told him right out of the gate, I'm not going to argue rules with anybody, and I've changed a lot of the rules. So in my campaign, I don't allow feats.
Okay.
I want straight ability score improvements, but I'm going to change some stuff up. So like the spear specifically is only a d6 damage in 5e.
Right.
That's dumb. And you can only wield it two-handed. That is also dumb.
That is pretty dumb.
Spartans didn't fucking wield spears two-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
They had a fucking phalanx shield and a fucking spear.
Exactly.
So I've changed a lot of the rules up, and I've kind of broke my game a little bit already because I gave him I gave him a bunch of really strong shit. So
the way to balance it back out now is you have to throw them against really tough enemies.
that's what I'm doing.
Throw them against the Beholder.
And one of the that's way too early. That'd be instant fucking death.
Just be like, hey, you guys think you're hot shit, huh?
They're only level 2.
Really?
Yeah, they're only level 2.
Oh man.
So, but like one of the things that I actually didn't write into the story was already in the story. There's a really powerful enemy that challenges the group of people, the party, but it'll only challenge one person, and if that person won't fight him, then they all die.
Okay.
So I wrote it into the story that, and it's guaranteed that your player character is going to lose against this.
All right.
There's no way they can win.
Yeah, so it's just basically it's meant to be like one of those like faux like you know.
So they drop him to 0 hit points, and then they basically just say, "Hey, nice try," and then they leave. But when they left, they took the super powerful item that I gave to one of my players that's breaking the game.
Right.
So by the time he gets that back, it will already have balanced itself out.
Okay. All right.
So, but
any monster eyes?
There have been monster eyes. Do you know what a beholder is?
Ooh, a beholder.
It is literally a monster eye.
Could I go ahead and explain this?
Yeah, pull up an image of a beholder for the fucking live stream.
Absolutely.
And then let us know what's going on in the comments.
Absolutely.
Miranda's just making fun of me for staring at my phone.
Yeah, don't fucking do that. Pay attention to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, that thing I don't participate in.
Yeah,
you should totally participate in that.
What am I looking up?
Beholder.
Beholder.
Just type in beholder. It'll pull it right up.
Yep, that thing right there.
This thing looks familiar.
Okay.
That's a fucking beholder.
While you're pulling that up, so a beholder is a giant monster eyeball. It has a bunch of tentacles that all have smaller eyeballs, and each one of those eye stalks, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Okay. Each one of those eye stalks right there, each shoot a different ray that has a different type of damage. So there's one that's like
death beams.
Yeah, so one of them is literally a disintegration ray. The other one's a death ray. There's a difference. You might get disintegrated, or you could just straight up die.
There's also
petrification one. There's one that petrifies you. There's one that deals a bunch of is it ice? I know there's one that shoots a ray of frost.
Yep, there's a ray of frost one.
Yeah, and there's every single one of them is like a status effect,
and
like disabling thing.
You can't hide from them.
Yeah,
so regardless of whether or not the main eye is looking at you, one of the other eyes is looking.
I had a friend who was talking about fighting one of those, and he was just like, you know what? He's like, I tried to stand underneath it as long as possible, so that way he would have to look down and not at anyone else.
Yep.
But it was a
I personally have never fought one. I fought a lot of dragons, just never a beholder, and I'm not looking forward to that day.
I would not be either. You don't win. You just do a little better.
Well, there's never a good territory to fight them in.
And there's
because
never...
if you fight them in their lair, they get all their lair actions and all their legendary actions.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know. Sorry, everybody, we just lost.
Exactly. Or like 2 people will make it out, but everyone else is dead and they gotta roll new.
Yep.
I had the unfortunate accident of almost dying once. And this was in the same campaign of playing with my wizard. But there was a time where there was a main bad guy trying to get away, and I was like, stop right there, and I tried to shoot something at him. So he just turned around and saw that I was
fucked you to death.
Pretty much. Yeah. Just smacked me in the head with a club.
Back to butt stuff. We told you we'd be back.
Yep.
I remember knocking out, and then I woke up 5 minutes later, and my butt was really sore.
Really sore.
I don't know. Something about a monster eyeball?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was traumatizing.
But no, in the campaign that I'm playing in, I recently fought the head of a cult that was actually the avatar of a demigod.
Oh wow!
So while he was a Medusa, so while I was fighting him, I was the only one that got petrified.
Oh no!
And he just happened to have a greater restoration scroll on him. Just happened to. So
it's just
But my character is a super fucking brash fighter. I'm playing an Eldritch Knight in that campaign.
Except you always roll a 1.
Do what?
Except you always roll a 1.
I actually had an ability as a wizard because I went into I specialized in the school of divination, so I could see into the future and stuff.
Right.
And so I had an ability that allowed me to roll 2 d20s and then take those rolls and write them down. and then at any point in the game, I could just be
just
like,
pick
I
one
looked
out.
into the future, and it's going to be that roll. So Monster gets the low number, and my friends get the high number.
Yep.
Doesn't count as a nat 20, though. I was pretty
No.
upset about that.
But it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true, but it's like it's still pretty cool to be like, oh, my friend's swinging on him. I already know he's gonna roll a 20. Boom, done.
Right.
Nate Phillips says, "Man, I'd listen to that." Wink. And then he later addended, "A Tyler-led campaign, that is, not the butt stuff."
Well,
You
I
should
mean,
take a listen to
let's
our
be
new
honest,
butt
Nate.
stuff.
You would probably listen to the butt stuff too.
Yeah, you probably would.
Let's just level it here.
Let's just do a D&D podcast, and then
about butt stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally the entire campaign is us just doing butt stuff.
Wait.
Little does everybody know, we're resurrecting.
Wait, on each other?
No,
Like,
like
that's
to
the way
other
you just
people.
propositioned me.
We're
No,
bringing
I will
butt stuff
DM.
back, and it's a D&D podcast now.
Oh my god. What have we done?
That is our opening.
So, but D&D, and going all the way back to the beginning of what I said with, me getting fucking shunned for not being into butt stuff. Growing up as an athlete, a very jockey type person,
Right.
I was one of the guys that's like, yeah, look at all those fucking dweebs play. And I've always been in nerd culture. I've always been into a lot of stuff. But I never ever thought that I would be playing D&D. And then one of my best friends just said, "Hey man, I bought the D&D starter set. It was $20.
Yeah. Fourthy?
No, 5e.
Really? 5ed? Okay. All right.
The starter box was only $20. And he said, "Hey, it's got a campaign. I'm getting everything ready. Will you play in it? Will you just give it a try?" And at first I was like, "Fuck no, man. I don't have time. I don't want to devote time to it. It just doesn't."
We're looking at you for this too.
Yeah, it doesn't. It
I'm just
doesn't.
not interested.
It doesn't. I wasn't interested at all. And he basically begged me, and I was like, "Okay, you know what? I'll give it a try." And fucking 6 months later, we finished that campaign, and it was one of the most fun and relaxing and satisfying experiences I've ever had. Sometimes we would play with minis in a battle mat. Sometimes we would just do Theater of the Mind.
Exactly.
I personally like Theater of the Mind a
Same,
little bit better.
exactly.
Because minis are so fucking expensive.
Minis are so expensive.
So
I had
fucking
I had the fortunate luck of being able to play with David Linder. He has a ton of minis, and we also played with Brian Martin, which if
Yeah,
you
I
don't
know
know,
Brian.
he has a ton of minis. So
Right.
we all had the thing. We all had the miniatures to actually play and stuff like that. Eventually, we all bought our own miniatures for a different campaign and stuff like that, and it was really cool.
We need to get
Right.
Brian on
But-
the show.
We do need to get
Yeah,
Brian,
Brian
on
would
the
be
show.
cool.
But the one thing that I will say about D&D and stuff, and people who aren't interested, like Dick, at least try it once.
Yeah, just try
and
it
if
one
you
time.
don't
The
have
thing
fun,
is,
go
I'm
ahead.
not really okay. I'm already not very into board games or games in general, except for video games.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not. It's just.
I'm
It's
the
just,
same way.
It's just
I will
not
not
something.
sit down and play board games.
Oh
It
man, I have this
depends,
really cool board game though.
I will not. I can't devote time to it.
There are some people. Some games there's this Star Wars Star Destroyer Starship game where you have a giant but there's all kinds of ships.
Yeah, it's
And
badass.
Exactly.
That looks
Exactly.
it looks super awesome.
It's
how
super
huge
fun.
it is.
Have you ever
and
heard
get
of
actual ships.
Warhammer 4K?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically.
I don't
the same
recommend getting into
concept.
40K. It's too
I
expensive.
don't.
I'm
It's
okay
way
with it.
too much.
I have
Unless
sick-
if you want
I
to be
have-
homeless, but have a lot of cool figures.
I have 6 armies.
That's so much though.
Yeah,
I know people who have one because that's all they can afford.
yeah I
They're
have
just
6.
man.
I've thought about
That reminds
getting
me
into
of
Hero
Magic.
Clicks.
I've seen people get into Hero Clicks. It wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it. The
I
one
know
thing I
Shane
really got
Reed's
into
super
was
into it.
the one thing that I really got into was Magic the Gathering, and I seriously highly recommend anyone play Magic, even if it's just casual. It's
I still
fun.
have all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I'm good.
I mean, dude,
I'm
all
good.
I'm saying is, right now in my car, I have 6 Magic the Gathering Commander decks, which is a different format. It's like a multiplayer format. It's still fun.
Well, I have a badass dragon deck in my Yu-Gi-Oh cards that could beat all those
You
decks
should totally
in a
well,
hybrid Magic Yu-Gi-Oh game.
We will have to figure out the logistics of that later. But if
So
you
remember,
okay, how about this? Hold
Remember
on.
when I walked in here and I said I liked you more than I liked him?
Right.
I still like you more than I like him.
Even though I play Magic and he plays Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yes,
that's pretty good.
That cemented it.
I'll tell you what though, Dick. If at any point in time you want to do this, I will totally play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh if you play a game of Magic, because I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh the legitimate way.
Samesies!
just all I'm saying is just like I'll play Yu-Gi-Oh, you play Magic. We'll find out if either of us like the other and stuff.
And you may or may not touch each other's dicks.
We may or may not do butt stuff.
You don't.
We're going back to it.
It's been so long since I played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dude, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Was that around the same time you were using the wiggle worm as a fleshlight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I called it.
I don't even. Is this like?
You remember?
Is there a story behind this?
Okay, remember when we were kids? Remember like the little like fucking like gelatinous tube?
And there was like literally like you could just shake it around and stuff. Yeah,
it was like a shake weight for kids.
Yeah, you were using that as a flashlight.
The shit out of it.
He used it as a fucking flashlight.
Don't tell me you never thought about it.
Fuck the shit out of it. I mean, like, yeah, obviously, but I also thought it was a good trainer for like girls giving hand jobs and stuff like that. But like, I never thought about sticking my dick in one.
Oh, I stuck my dick in it. I never used it.
There's
as
a hole, and it goes up and down.
I mean,
very
like,
effortlessly.
How do
you can
even
fuck one?
I mean, we're getting into some weird stuff.
But back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Beholden.
Seriously,
the
though,
wiggle
back to D&D though. You should totally at least
just try it
it
one
once.
time. Just one time.
I'm not opposed. I am not opposed. I've never been opposed.
Exactly.
For the record.
I will totally, like, we should definitely do, like, a D&D podcast. Do, like, a 6-episode thing. Or, like, maybe, like, a 5 or a 10-episode, like, podcast where it's, like, you know, about each session's about an hour long or so.
Episode title.
We could totally just do, like, some sort of, like, you know, about an hour long, you know, one-off campaign. If we decide that we're going to do it from then on, do it.
Well, we've already got, like, 5 people that would want to do this.
I would absolutely down, dude. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying is I get off at 2 p.m. every single day,
Yeah.
and I will absolutely play some D&D.
Maybe that could be our next Drunk Catastrophe event.
Ooh, let's do that.
We could pair them together. I don't think that would be bad because I have all the stuff. Most of us have all the stuff.
I was gonna say, like, who would you want to DM?
I don't care.
Because I could totally DM too.
If
like,
you want to do it,
I mean,
I'll
like,
let
I
you
feel
do
like
it.
we're still like 1-1 on campaigns and stuff. Because this is your first campaign.
This is the first one I've
running. Only ever done one, and it's still kind of running and stuff. Which, speaking of which, let me tell you a funny story about the campaign that I'm running.
Lay it on us.
So, you don't have to really know D&D to know this, but let's say you're fighting a dragon. And they were going to fight a dragon. My party, like, that was going through the story, I had it set up so they were going to fight a motherfucking dragon.
A motherfucking dragon.
So, they got this legendary item earlier in the campaign called the Night Whistle. The Night Whistle was... Exactly. You literally just whistle, and you would be able to raise something nearby from the dead. If nothing was nearby, you would raise a skeleton. So they just killed a bunch of goblins, because they're in a goblin fortress, and the goblins apparently took this dragon somewhere. It was only like a wyvern or something. It was a baby dragon. It wasn't like a huge dragon, because obviously that wouldn't happen. But...
obviously.
They were level 2, I think, when this happened, and one of them was like, you know what, I'm going to use this Night Whistle. And they raised a goblin. A zomblin, if you will, because it was a zombie.
I like it.
Right?
I like it.
Exactly, thank you. So they go through this dungeon, and they get to the dragon. They have this zomblin with them. They eventually decide, like, after standing outside the door for, like, I would say about half an hour. Like, I mean, in real time, half an hour, they were just standing outside, like, what are we going to do? Should we do this? Should we do that? And I'm just sitting here, like, staring at them. Exactly. Like, should we use the zomblin as an anal bead? But
right.
No, but they eventually decide, we're just going to open the door and shout in there. We're just going to be like, Calcrix, because that was the dragon's name. They're like, Calcrix, we've come for you. And it's like, no response, you know, and stuff like that. It was an ice dragon, by the way. It was blue dragon, I guess. So they eventually get into this fight, and they're like, we're going to try and capture it. And I was like, there's no way you're going to capture this dragon. So the guy who was in control of the zombie goblin, the zomblin, eventually was just like, you know what, as my bonus action, I'm going to have the zomblin, like, stab the dragon's tail into the ground, like, pin it into the ground. I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, absolutely. This, like, half, like, beaten down dragon, or this half beaten down zomblin is going to, like, he's, like, missing, like, a section of his body. I was like, there's no way he's going to get this. Rolls a nat 20. Pins the dragon's tail into the ground, and I was just like, okay, I guess he somehow did that. Like, I didn't know how to react. I was just so mad.
Right.
And so they eventually captured the dragon, so I had to figure out a way. I'm like, there's no way they're supposed to actually have the dragon. Like, there's... we spent so long trying to, like, have them negotiate with the dragon and stuff, because, like, they can understand language, and it was such a tedious thing, and, like, it was just so unnecessary, because I was just like...
What were you trying to negotiate?
They were trying to negotiate having the dragon, like, be brought back to this thing, which was technically the main quest, but they were supposed to kill the dragon. The dragon was supposed to go down dying. But...
Hey, you! You're coming with us!
Exactly. That's exactly how it happened. And they're like, we bound it up. They bound it up, and they had it, like, pinned down and stuff. And they're like, we're only going to let you go if you follow us, and you're going to follow us back to your master. So they got about halfway through this, like, place, and then eventually I was just like, all right, so the dragon steps over a magical rune, and it teleports away and stuff. And it was because there was, like, a main overarching villain that, like, needed a dragon. So it was supposed to, like, almost die and then be taken away, but then they captured it, and I was like, all right, so I got to figure out a way to take it away.
You got to think on your feet.
You really do, and that's the thing that nobody tells you about DMing is, like, it's literally a job. It's a second piece of work, and it's fun work.
Well,
don't get me wrong,
people
but...
think you can just grab, like, a pre-written module and just read straight from the module while your players are playing.
You can't wing it. You cannot wing it.
Well, I mean, I wing a lot of it. And it works out for me because I'm really good at improv.
In certain situations, but you can't just be like...
You can't just read line for line and then your players do whatever you're reading line for line. That's not how it works.
Because, like, the thing is like, you'll have to be like, oh, you know as a DM to the west, there's this dungeon that they're supposed to go to and stuff like that, and that progresses the story. But to the right, there's this other village, and it leads completely in the opposite direction of where the fuck they're supposed to be going. And they'll be like, nah, I want to go right because whatever. Let's fucking do it. And sometimes, like, as a DM, a good DM, you never say, oh, well, that's like, you don't want to do that. You just say, yeah, so, and you just come up with something. But, like, yeah, you really can't just be like, as a DM, you can't just be like, all right, well, let's just play this book. Yeah, this campaign works, blah, blah, blah. And just, you come into the rocky falls of Cave Falderin. You can't see much, but there's a fucking torch lit in the background, and you may hear goblins snarling, and it's just like, you just read word for word and be like, all right, the players can do these 3 options. And just,
what was
please
that
play
movie?
with us, Dick.
What was that movie? Oh, there was some movie with, like, Danny McBride and James Franco. Your Highness.
Your Highness.
All of this is making me think of Your Highness because it's like a medieval movie or set a fantasy medieval
Monty
movie.
Python and the Holy Grail, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking this movie because there's like all this cussing.
Is that the one with Keira Knightley?
Yeah.
In it? That wasn't Your Highness.
That was Your Highness.
No, that was called something else.
All I'm saying is Monty Python and the Holy Grail is essentially what it is it's just a DM campaign. Like, it's a D&D campaign, and all the players are like, you know what, fuck all. Like, we're just going to do whatever the hell we want. And eventually he's just like...
You're right, I guess. And it's,
oh, he had to prove you wrong.
How?
It's Natalie Portman, not fucking Keira Knightley.
Yeah, you got me there.
That's why I got confused.
Zoe Deschanel's in the movie, too. I don't know.
Fucking Natalie Portman's so hot.
Dude, Zoe Deschanel is pretty
She's fucking hot,
okay,
dude.
so you've seen Game of Thrones, right?
Ooh, sore subject.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like the Twin Towers?
No, I am really behind on Game of Thrones. I've only
Season 3.
I've only watched up until season 3 because
So you've never seen Marjorie Tyrell. Have you seen Marjorie Tyrell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen
Who
her.
do you think? Okay, so who do you think is hotter? The girl who plays Sansa Stark or the girl who plays Marjorie Tyrell?
Marjorie Tyrell.
I'm going to go with
Really?
Sansa.
Thank you.
I'm going to go with Sansa because redheads.
Alyssa absolutely Alyssa would always tell me like, that the girl who played Marjorie Tyrell was always
She
hotter,
also
and we got in
voiced,
arguments about this.
I like her face, but
She voiced the
one time she was
NPC
naked?
in Mass Effect.
Exactly. But Sansa? Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Any day of
and
the
we
week.
don't even get to see her naked ever.
Exactly. And I think it's just the mystery that allures me so much.
I'm just gonna agree to disagree with you, fucks.
That's totally fine. Do you still like me more than Dick, though?
Yes.
All right.
100%.
Good. That's all I
No
need to know.
contest.
Thank you.
That's called continuity, folks.
In recent news, I guess we haven't really talked about this. I don't know if you guys have talked about this, but recently the the Madden 2019.
That was
shooting.
actually one of my topics for today.
Let's talk about that.
Let's
because
break this down.
I have some. Okay, so basically, for those of you who don't know, and I'm pretty sure you guys know, there was a contestant in a EA sponsored, like it was an EA sanctioned Madden 2019 tournament, and there was a contestant who has won the year before and the year previous to that. From what I've read and from what I've learned, he has been a pastime champion, lost a game, and was beaten out of the tournament, and returned with a single handgun and shot 11 people, killed 3, including himself.
Well, he didn't kill himself.
He did not kill himself?
I haven't
A
actually
lot of the
read.
headlines say that he killed himself.
Oh, really? I thought maybe police came in and shot him. I don't know.
Even still, like, there was a second
Maybe he
suspect, I guess, on the... From what I read, there was a second suspect that's still alive and stuff, but there was definitely a dude who came in with a single handgun and just killed everyone, including himself. Not everyone, but, like, killed 3 people, shot 11. You know, there was a lot of people who were wounded and stuff. And, like, there's a video out there, like, viewer discretion advised, but there's a video out there where you can just hear the gunshots going off.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's been up on YouTube, or if it's still even up on YouTube. But I heard
It was.
that it was
I saw it
there.
on Snapchat. That's how crazy it was. It was
The one
literally
that I saw
like
got taken down, like within an hour of being posted.
it's just crazy, man. And then like now you're gonna get a flood of people just saying like, oh, this is what happens with video games and stuff like that. And like,
It's Madden. It's a
it's
football
literally
game.
football.
It's a football
fucking
game.
football, and that's what I'm saying. A lot more people die playing football, like in real life, from concussions and actual bodily injuries, than people do from playing video games and just shooting up fucking schools and shit. And now we can at least get away from the fact that it is modern warfare, and it's Call of Duty and all this shit, and like, oh, it's shooter games. Shooter games cause people to want to shoot up schools and shit. No, this dude lost in a fucking football game and came around and fucking just started killing people.
You know what it was in 1999? Doom.
Exactly. It's always going to be... Video games are
Thank
always
you
going to get
for bringing
blamed
that
for
up,
bullshit.
Because I was going to say that.
What have you got to add to this? I want to hear your thoughts on this whole situation.
Well, it's kind of a precarious situation because video games are still going to be blamed. Guns are still going to be blamed. Mental health is still going to be blamed.
Which, like...
And the issue...
You're naming all the sides, too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean,
Those are-
ultimately, the issue is just that one person fucking snapped. One person. Not a group of people. Not an entire fucking generation.
It's one person.
One fucking individual.
And I would almost bet you, like, I'd probably bet $1,000 on this. He was on medication. I almost guarantee you he was on some sort of medication that helped him with some sort of thing. Because, like, they said, like, at the tournament, they're like, hey, so this guy, like, when they introduced him, they said, you're not going to get much of an expression out of this guy. He's strictly business. Like, he doesn't make friends here and stuff like that. And, like, every single shot of him was just totally in the zone. He was absolutely into this game, and he lost and then killed people. Like, how crazy is that? And, like, yeah, like you said, it does bring up a whole lot of, like, issues with, like, the gun issues or video game issues or mental illness in general. Honestly, just my own perspective, I think it was just a crazy person did a crazy thing. And it's shitty.
I don't know. In my experience, in my personal experience,
Right.
I have seen a few of my friends have some of their personal biggest freak out moments to 2 video games. One being one of the Dragon Ball Z games.
Right.
And it's probably Budokai 3.
Exactly.
The other being any of the Madden games.
I've seen so many people get so aggressive
Freak
over
out.
football games. Exactly.
Freak the fuck
Why?
out over a
Why?
video game.
It's literally like people who get mad in Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything. You're mad because my cardboard was better than your cardboard. You're madder because I press plastic better than you.
Yep.
Like, how can you be upset about that? So much to the point that you're gonna kill people over it. Like,
It's just...
it's not worth it.
It's just our competitive nature as human beings. You know, we are inherently competitive because...
Yeah, but to the point where
Well,
we're going to get...
Just listen. Just let me finish. I'm going to answer...
Go for it.
I'm
Go for it.
going to say what you're about to say in just a second. We are so inherently competitive because we had to compete to survive. It is in our fucking genetic code to compete with everyone around us all the time.
But to the point that you would literally shoot someone.
That's when it goes, okay, your brain is not wired correctly. So a little bit more of that primal fucking instinct kicks in, and then you've got all the fucking jumbled up shit going on up here. Genetically, you're flawed already because you have all the fucked up shit up here, and then it all just hits at the same time. And then...
And that's called a snap.
Your instinct is to, well, they outcompeted me, now I have to kill them, and they'll never outcompete me again.
I can totally
It's
understand
instinctual.
that. Are the comments saying anything right now?
Your dad.
Of course, of
Your
course.
dad
What
says,
Nate say before you
Nate
go on?
said he had been at a mental health facility before, according to reports. Your dad, Alan Leroy Tyler Sr., says, before video games, it was rock and roll. Before that, comic books. Before that, the automobile. Before that, the cotton gin. Before that, farming. And before that, parents blamed fire and walking upright.
He does that.
I like it.
Hi,
No,
Dad.
It's,
Hi, how you doing?
He's a character. I like this.
But, I mean, it's just... These situations need to be judged on a case-by-case basis.
They really do.
I totally do. Like,
You just can't loop tragedies into
The mass.
a fucking group and segment them. Well, this white guy killed a bunch of people. This black guy killed a bunch of people.
it was a Muslim. It was a Christian. It was this. It was that. I
Yeah.
totally understand that.
We're fucking people.
Everyone's
People
different.
are inherently fucked up. People are inherently violent.
We get fucking
People are
crazy.
inherently fucking competitive.
Like,
When the competitiveness and the violence and the fucked up all fucking mash together, this is what happens.
and just like Dick said, like, you know, he's seen people get really upset over video games. Personally, I can't play, like, fighting games, like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, anything like that. I get too mad. I literally just punch stuff.
I have thrown a controller through a TV.
Exactly.
Because I lost a Mortal Kombat game.
And the thing is I made a rule for myself
Through
now.
it.
And this is, I feel like this is the difference between maybe myself and everyone else, or like just the difference between normal people and crazy people.
We're all crazy, man.
I mean, oh yeah, but still, like, I'm just saying, like, the levels of
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
No,
But
I get what you're saying.
when I play a video game, if I get upset to the point that I break something that I personally own, I will never play that video game again. I played Overwatch one time, and I got so upset that we lost the objective and the game, and I was playing competitive, so my, like, ranking was going to go down. I threw my headset down, and my headset broke, and I decided from then on in, I was like, all right, I'm no longer playing this game, because when I get upset to the point that I break something I personally own, I get too mad, and I just won't play that game. That's how I control myself.
It's really funny that you mentioned, like, that you have that rule, because, I mean, I don't have that rule, but now that I'm thinking about it, the only time I've ever broken anything because of a video game, I don't know, I can't remember if I've told this story, but San Andreas.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Over a Grand Theft Auto game? What happened?
Okay, so I had progressed to the very last mission.
Okay.
I'm going to retell the story.
Tell me.
If I haven't
absolutely.
already.
I don't think you've told the story on the podcast.
Okay, so I'm on the final mission of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The very first part of the mission, you got to bust into Big Smoke's fucking fortress, crack fortress. You got to procure a tank.
I wish I had that crack fortress.
Back to butt stuff.
It's like it's like a 3-tier fucking mission. You gotta procure a tank. You gotta steal this tank because there's riots going on. So there's a riot control tank with the hose and all that, and then you use that to bust through into the crack fortress. Then you gotta fight your way up to Big Smoke, and then you gotta kill Big Smoke, and then after that, Officer Tenpenny's like, "Hey, motherfuckers," and takes off with a fucking fire truck. Oh, what's that? Your brother Sweet's on the back of it, hanging on for his life on the ladder.
So you got to go.
You got to chase him down.
Yeah.
All through San Andreas. It's a hell of a final mission. Hell of a final mission. I probably went through, I don't know how many. I seriously don't know how many times I had to restart just to get to Big Smoke. And then after I got to Big Smoke, I had to restart so many times doing the chasing because I was really bad at, like, chasing and car films
Absolutely.
back then.
I can't do those either.
I was in 8th grade, and
Okay.
I'm a little better about that shit now. Given I haven't
Still, like, you're
Yeah.
different. Like, video game skills are like school ability. Like, it's educational ability. You're better at certain video games than you are at others.
exactly.
But
So I'm following them. I finally get, and I had the strat guide. My dad got me the strat guide for Christmas.
Brady games, I love them.
Oh, so I knew what I had to do for this mission. After a certain point, the end game was Sweet falls off. You had to position your car underneath him so that he falls onto the hood of your car and you save him.
Wow.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah,
Fucking,
exactly.
14 years later. So I finally got to the point where it was time. It was time to catch him. I finally made it. I finally got to that point in the game without failing.
Yeah.
I positioned him. His shadow's right on the hood of my fucking car. Oh my god, it was glorious. I knew I was bringing it home. I was fucking bringing it home.
Right.
He falls through my car.
Oh no.
Dies. Mission fails. I stand up and I fucking spike my fucking controller on the fucking ground.
Absolutely.
Completely shatter it.
Absolutely.
I couldn't play OG Monster Hunter for like 5 months because I didn't have the balls to tell any of my family I need a new controller for my PS2.
Right.
Because I shattered it. I didn't want my family to be like...
just know.
To know that
hey, I got so
much...
mad at a video game.
I got so mad at a video game that I destroyed. I think I kept like the triangle, circle, square, X buttons,
right,
just as like a memento of my anger.
You could have just lied and said that you accidentally stepped on it.
When it's shattered, it's literally
dust. It was basically.
Oh my goodness!
Like it was done.
Okay, so my most recent like mad video game moment, aside from Overwatch and breaking my
For
headset,
the record, I haven't played San Andreas since. And
really?
You just made me think of that. I'm like, holy shit, I haven't. That was the only time it's
ever happened. You gotta go back. You gotta do it again. You gotta beat the mission. Beat the game. Dick, come on.
Go on.
Alright, so... so, something that I used to get really upset about, this is what, way back when I used to live in Idaho. I was playing on an Xbox 360. Oh yeah, it was crazy. I lived a crazy life.
New York, Idaho.
New York to Indiana to Idaho to Indiana. I've been through pretty much the top entire belt of the U.S., but there was
he's been to all the cool places.
I don't doubt it. You seem like the type of person to be at all the cool places of the U.S. so far.
Thank you. I've lived a lot of places.
Right, but I was playing in Idaho, home of the potato, which obviously doesn't have.
We get vodka from potato, so Idaho's pretty badass.
Right,
it was
a decent time. It was very Christian, very anti-video game. They got to play Modern Warfare 3 for, I think, an hour every 2 weeks. Is the person where I got this Xbox 360 from. It was my girlfriend at the time's parents. And it was because one of their sons bought it. So I got this Xbox 360 and I started borrowing it. And I started playing Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, it's Scholar. It has all the DLC and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool. I wound up getting to the very last boss of the game where it's... I don't know if you... Have you played Dark Souls 2?
I have been NG plus 15 in every Dark Souls game and Bloodborne.
Okay. So you basically know the queen at the very end. You have to fight the queen. And I remember I was doing this with no assist, so there was nobody to summon for me, and I was doing it by myself. I was like, I'm doing this unassisted, completely all the way through. I have beaten every single boss. I have unlocked every single quest. I'm ready to 100% complete this game. Aside from doing, like, the whole, like, don't get hit, don't do this run.
Right.
Because there's, like, a hit where, like, you can't die once, or, like, you can't get hit once, or something like that. It's crazy. But I was just beating the queen, and it took me, like, at least 3 days, because I would just get so mad at the game that I was like, you know what? Turn off the entire console and be like, I win. Like, you can't get the best of me. I'm not going to get mad over you, and I'd walk away, and then 20 minutes later I'd come back and do it. But I just remember beating that final boss, and I was just like, raised my controller up in the air, and I just stood up, and I was like, yes! And then, I hear this voice, and it's the fucking stupid-ass little blob bitch that I don't remember his name, but I will call him Blob Bitch, because that's fitting for this podcast. Bitch. But he, said, oh, you think you're done? Blah, blah, blah. You're blah, blah, blah. You're going to be the Lord Vessel, da, 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 da. Fucking comes out of the ground. If you get near him, you take fire damage, and you will just die instantly if he hits you with literally anything. So you run around for most of this time, and it took me I think solid 2 weeks, and every single time that I would die, I would just have to turn off the console and walk away for 20 minutes, and then come back to it because I was just that upset.
But it's so rewarding.
It was so rewarding to beat it. So, which is why you need to beat San Andreas. It'll be so rewarding that it's been such a long time.
I remember as a child, I used to rage at Pokemon Snap. That was fun.
I never played
that's
Pokemon
pathetic.
Snap. I will
I
tell
didn't
you
rage that much. I can't remember what I was trying to do.
Catch fucking Rhydon with butt stuff.
What?
Trying to catch Rhydon doing butt stuff.
Oh.
We're back to it. We're doing it again.
I think...
Mommy, what's that Nidoran doing to that other Nidoran?
What's Nidoran doing to Nidorina?
Nidorina, and Rhydon were not in Pokemon Snap. Everybody knows this.
I mean, except for the people who haven't played Pokemon Snap like me.
Oh my god.
I know, it's terrible. I know, I'm a terrible person.
No, you're not.
It's
He's
funny,
terrible.
so
Aww.
decades later, I played it again. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I know a thing about the principles of photography now. And all of my pictures just could not beat my original pictures from 3rd grade.
Yes.
And I'm
I feel
so
the
I was
same
like,
way.
okay, fuck this. I'm throwing out everything I know about photography. And then I started beating it. I started beating my old pictures. I'm like, yeah.
There was a point in time that I went back to like original Pokemon Blue and Red and
Nice.
Yellow, and I don't understand how I ever did it as a kid because it's hard as hell when trying to play like now as an adult. And I don't understand why.
Pick Venusaur.
It's not hard for me.
I mean, yeah, because Venusaur, I mean, like, if you pick Bulbasaur, like, from the beginning, it's the easiest mode, but I always pick Charmander, so it's the hardest.
I always pick Squirtle. So.
Really?
Charmander is
people.
considered easy mode.
No, Bulbasaur is definitely considered easy mode. What's Ivysaur doing? His best.
His best. I know that meme.
Like,
But, like, even still,
if
like...
I'm like I have blue, red, yellow.
Okay.
Red, I pick Charmander. Blue, I pick Squirtle.
Right.
And then yellow, you get them all.
You obviously, yeah, you get Pikachu to begin with, and then you just get everything else, so it doesn't matter. But even still, like, okay, how do you feel about the new Pokemon game that's coming out for the
I'm
Switch?
pretty fucking pumped.
Great
Dude, same.
segue.
I'm really fucking pumped.
Thank you. I honestly, like, if you reach into that blue bag right there,
I don't know that I want to.
Yeah, I have my Switch in there.
And
This
his
is the
anal
thing.
beads.
And my anal beads. My anal beads are actually the Joy-Con controllers from my
Oh.
Switch.
Yeah, I don't have a Switch
You'll notice
yet.
they are no longer red or blue, they are only brown.
Only brown. Yeah, I don't have a Switch yet. Neither does he. We both plan on getting our Switches
They are so fun.
sometime in November.
I will, spoiler alert, Switches are awesome. Everyone who can get one, just get one. They're such a great investment. Because you can dock it and play it on your TV, and then when it's like, okay, well, I have to go now, but I don't want to stop playing this game, literally take the Joy-Con controllers out of the, like, the metal, like, controller thing that they come in, snap it onto either side of the Switch, pick it up and go. And I do that all the time.
I don't play mobile games, so I would only play it on my TV.
I've been playing Breath of the Wild for the past, like, almost month. It's been so great. Just being able to, like...
I have it on Wii U.
It's so I don't know. It's so beautiful
It's
on the
fantastic.
Switch. It's such a great game.
Story's a little weak, but
The story is a little weak. I have noticed that. It is a little weak.
The weapon degradation really pissed me off too.
That is kind of bullshit. And then, like, the only weapon that won't break on you is the Master Sword, but
Which
you need...
still breaks on you.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll break on you, but it'll be like, oh yeah, you gotta wait 10 minutes real time to use it. Don't ever play Breath of the Wild. You'll just fucking hate it. Breath of the Wild's a piece of shit.
That is the opposite.
Quote Alan Tyler.
That is the opposite of what I've heard from everyone.
It's not a piece of shit. It's a
It's not.
fantastic
It's
game.
fucking great.
No,
But
yeah.
it's got a shit.
The weapon
mechanic.
degradation and the fucking storyline are both very weak.
Well, I mean, I can understand the storyline being weaker compared to the other games because, I mean, apparently they made this game huge.
It's so big, and like, that's the thing is, like, I heard
Gotta make sacrifices.
recently. I heard recently that Nick Maxon, like, beat it. I don't know exactly how long ago it was, but
I was at his house a couple weeks ago, and he was just beating one of the fucking mystical beasts.
and he beat the entire game. And you know what the percentage of completion that he got on it by the time that he beat it? 33%. That's how big it is. You can do a shit ton of things, and you're still only like a quarter of the way there, not even.
Yeah,
and
I think
he
I got
didn't even
like
do all
70%.
that. Tom did something.
Exactly.
His 5-year-old, 6-year-old son did a lot of it.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, as far as Zelda goes, you're never going to beat Twilight Princess's story.
Exactly.
Twilight Princess is the best one in the
Honestly,
series.
though, like, honest opinion, Ocarina of Time is for me. I like
That's
the Ocarina of Time.
You bring too
so
much nostalgia into it, though.
I mean,
That's why
I
in good
beat it
conscience
when
I
I
can say Twilight Princess was the best.
I beat it when I was. I mean, like, even still, Link to the Past was still a fantastic story, regardless. Like,
okay.
both of those were. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I only beat Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time when I was about 19 years old. I never beat it as a kid because Water Temple.
Right, Water Temple.
And not having an N64 for the majority of my life also kind of sucked.
My God, I remember watching my uncle to go through the Water Temple, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "What the fuck?"
And the cat was like, "What the fuck?"
People who say video games suck obviously have never beaten the Water Temple. Just saying,
It's very
so
satisfying.
it's
Like,
satisfying
my
once
dick
you
was
beat
hard
it.
for about 3 weeks.
I was at full, like, at least half chub.
Well,
For
I'm
the
always
majority.
Full half chub.
I'm always
Full half chub.
I'm always 3/4 chub.
Always.
24 hours a day, 365.
Gotta be prepared for anything.
I gotta be ready for any situation.
I had a manager that one time, he was very short, and he was just like, yeah, I'm about 5 foot standing up, 6 foot laying down. And just always cracked me up.
What you guys doing back here? Touching dicks?
Back from my days of
The days of ye.
working in food. My manager, he would always ask us, like, if we were just in the back, like, talking or something, like, you know, not working, time theft, if you will,
Time theft.
if you will.
Exactly.
He'd walk back and be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing back here? Touching dicks? Get to work."
Yes.
And then one time, like, I was up front and people were in the back, and he's like, "What the fuck?" He like looks at me, he's like, "What the fuck are they doing back there? Like, just are they back there fucking just touching dicks?" And he was up on the make table, and he like he positioned his hand like in his crotch like it was his dick, and he's like like there's like slapping it on the make table, just like
Oh my goodness.
he's like, they're just back there touching dick. And I'm like, Jesus,
The
fuck
cool thing
Damon.
is now that cool thing is I just like just today became a leader in my workplace and stuff like that, which is pretty cool because I've never been in a real position of power before.
Oh god.
It's so great,
yeah.
especially
No,
in
it's-
food.
It's exactly. I
In
feel like
food, it's amazing.
I feel like it's going to be like the worst thing in the entire world because like
It will.
there's going to be a lot of times where I'm going to have to play Captain Dickhole, where it's like I'm going to have to give you a write up because you've done this or you've done that.
Oh, I didn't have that kind of power. I just had somebody wants to talk to the manager? Okay.
I had the somebody wants to talk to the manager. I get that, but I also have to deal with the whole like if crew members are like, you know, not doing what they're supposed to, if they're texting on their phone online and stuff like that. I have to deal with that now, which is pretty cool, but considering the fact that I haven't had a day off in like 3 weeks, kind of sucks. I'm so busy all the
Well,
time.
we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a funny story.
Go ahead.
Friday at work, a guy and I were doing panels, and this other guy that just recently started working at the shop walked in and asked us something, and he recently like shaved his head, but he's got a really big, he's a ginge, but he's got a really big fucking red beard, and
So he's a Mike Smith.
but
I
like
saw Mike Smith today.
wait,
Actually,
just let me finish. So he wears a flat billed hat to work every day, but the front of his hat always covers his eyebrows like this, like always.
Oh my god!
Like no matter what, it's always covering his eyebrows.
Audio listeners, please tune into the live feed
How
because
fucking weird!
you have to
like,
see this.
It is always his hat is always covering his eyebrows, and it's like
You're making me uncomfortable.
It's like he's always like half-assed, like he has to look up to see anybody. So that's not the story though. So we were back in another part of the shop doing panels, and he walked in there to ask us something, and then he immediately turned around and walked out. And it was one of those like epiphany type moments. I just looked up to the guy that I was working with, and I said, "Hey Corey," or "Hey Corbin," and he goes, "Yeah," and I said, "Does Oz kind of remind you of Thanos?" Hold on. And he goes, yeah. I mean, the way that his face is, and you know, with the bald head now and the beard, he kind of looks like Thanos. And I said, yeah, Like a trailer park Thanos. Trailer park Thanos.
Hashtag trailer park Thanos.
Oh my god, we need a trailer park Thanos shirt.
Nate Phillips, get on it.
I need a trailer park Thanos shirt.
I also
Stat.
really want to see Thanos with a beard. I think that'd be
Well, he's
badass.
got
Like,
one.
like Josh Brolin,
It's his fucking
Thanos.
tentacles. That's his beard.
Yeah, that is his beard. It's the
So
butt
far, we
chin.
have for episode titles: Beholden the Wiggle Worm and Trailer Park Thanos.
Trailer Park Thanos is pretty. It's a pretty
Behold,
solid.
Trailer Park Thanos' wiggle worm.
Too long. Too long.
Way
We've
too.
had fucking episode titles
Yeah,
that
I
are
don't
twice
like.
as long.
I don't like going that long.
You should
All
just do
right.
an episode
My
title
vote is
like.
Trailer Park Thanos, but
I second the Trailer Park Thanos thing.
We'll see where we're at the end of the episode.
right.
We still got at least a half hour.
Real quick, since we're on the topic of
Trailer Park
having,
Thanos?
No, I was gonna say since
stuff?
we're on the topic of. Well, I mean, we will come back to pegging later, but what I'm saying for now is since we have a half hour left,
Ish.
should we Doom Room plug?
What do you want to plug?
Dude, we're gonna Doom Room plug the random band
Oh
challenge.
fuck yeah, we are.
Dude, okay, so basically the Doom Room has put together this entire slew of festivals,
God,
or
I
like
love
an
it when
entire
people use the
festival.
word slew.
Dude, it's so great.
God,
I
it
love
gives me
slew.
full fucking chub.
Full chub, not boner, but full chub.
Full chub.
I'm liking it. So, the Doom Room has been so gracious as to hold a random band challenge, and basically what it is like we all basically said what instruments we could play.
We filled a
what we
form
can
out.
do exactly, and they chose random names from like basically just from the draw of a hat, and they said, "All right, you're going to be in band with these people." And Dick and I both happen to be in separate bands for the random band challenge. Hashtag Doom Room plug.
Hey, could I have signed up for that to play like the fucking like cymbals, or the fucking?
I don't know.
Tambourine?
You should be in our band to play the tambourine.
Can I
we
play the
definitely
tambourine?
need it.
I don't know. I think it only gave options of vocals, guitar, bass, and drums.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
but
like
or other.
Like I'll show it. Yeah, other's a fucking tambourine.
other
man.
is tambourine. That's
put-
what the
like,
title is going to be.
like,
Other is tambourine.
and you had a
I can
secondary
get-
option.
I can get fucking a tambourine from Captain No Tooth over there, like right now.
Oh yeah, you had a secondary option. It was like, okay, if you don't get vocals, what else can you play? And I put other,
everyone-
and then it asked to say what other is, and I'm like, I play guitar and bass, but I'm not good at either.
Exactly. Like I made sure to expressly let Nick know that I'm strictly a rhythm guitarist, but it's really cool because Van Smith and Austin Hill are both in my band, and Van Smith is a really good lead guitarist, and I feel like he's going to be able to teach me a couple things about like what we're going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I can play the tambourine.
You should absolutely
Can you play
the
the
tambourine
spoons?
with us.
No,
Show up on
but
December.
I can clack two spoons together.
And here's the thing,
Well,
though.
you can play tambourine for his band. You can play spoons for mine.
Here's the thing,
Can I
though.
do washboard for yours?
I really want spoons. I've always wanted spoons, and I really want to do a heavy metal cover of Red Solo Cup.
Can I?
I would absolutely do
Can I
that.
just clang red solo cups together?
Okay, we can meet in the middle.
You could. Yeah, we have the technology.
Can
We could clack red solo
Can I
cups
take
together.
fishing line and poke holes in the bottom of red solo cups and make like a red solo cup noisemaker? So it's like a tambourine,
Clack,
the
clack, clack, clack,
spoons,
clack, 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 clack.
and red solo cups all at the same time.
And then whale noises.
Yes.
So tell us who's in your
Narwhal
band.
noises.
So, my band is. I'm not going to remember everybody because there's.
People.
There's people. And I'm already 2 beers in, which is kind of shameful. But you know what?
Hey, episode
Cool.
50, I got fucking tanked off about 2.5 beers. So.
I was going to say I had a wonky nuggets and I'm feeling kind of wonky, but I know
so
for
nasty.
fact there is
Point
Cody
two.
Clem,
Yep.
Austin Hill, Van Smith, David Linder, Ryan Lewis, and myself.
it's like
and-
7 people.
Right? There's a lot of people, but
That's
the
a
thing
lot of
is, it's
dudes.
like
I don't have that
I
many
can't-
people in my band. What
I
the
can't.
fuck?
I feel like it was just because Austin is a second vocalist. Like we have David Linder and Austin Hill as our vocalists and stuff.
Yeah, so
like
you got
that.
a punk guy and some guy that's never actually been in a band.
But still will be good. I've never
Yeah.
been in a Doom Room band either. I've never been in a band at all,
Yeah.
actually. But I feel like we're still going to do pretty well. But the thing is like, I just feel like, okay, so first off,
You
December
have a trailer
15th,
park Thanos.
we have a Trailer Park Thanos.
You have a trailer park Thanos. That should be the name of your band.
December.
Linder.
Oh no, we already have
Linder.
No, I was
We
saying
have-
Austin.
Austin is
That's
a Trailer
Trailer
Park
Park.
Thanos?
That's like Trailer Park Thanos' brother, Trailer Park Cthulhu.
Trailer Park Beelzebubbles.
Fucking tentacle mouth.
Tentacle Mouth.
He looks like a fucking mind flayer.
I'm pretty
Dude,
excited
he's
about
so
my
great.
band. Like,
I know. We came up with our idea and stuff, and I feel like you already told me you know what our
I know what
thing
your
is.
idea is. I know
We're
what your
keeping it
theme
under
is.
wraps right now.
I won't say nothing.
Exactly. I know you won't and stuff.
I've been
but
sworn to
told it-
secrecy.
I've had others sworn to secrecy too and stuff,
I
and they're
start
not
putting my
part of
moves
like
on you,
this
I'll get
entire
that
group.
fucking information right now.
But what I'm saying is December 15th, North End Pub. Be there to watch all of us play. Hashtag Doomroom plug.
I got Brian Bosner from the Mound Builders. I got Jake Quintanilla from fucking Mines Horizon on bass. Brian's on guitar. I got Mike Smith from Yesterday's Chips
And you're the vocalist?
on guitar. I'm vocals. I got Chuck Hawley on drums, formerly of And Architecture. Like, it's gonna be nuts. I'm not even the best vocalist in the band. I'm like literally the most mediocre person in the band.
But I mean, do you have
in
to
your
be the
defense,
best?
you're like the most mediocre human being alive.
I strive for 30%
Yes.
all the time.
I always give 30%.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I really hope, and you know, like we had a dinner last Friday at the Lafayette Brewing Company to discuss what we wanted to do with the band, like where we're practicing, when we're practicing, and like we settled on Thursdays for practice at Chuck's dad's in Clarksville. I'm not too fond of that idea, but
I
whatever.
mean-
It's okay. It's once a week,
Yeah.
whatever. But like they're talking about like they're like all of them are in agreement that none of them want to do what they already do in their current bands.
All right.
And I'm like, man, this is gonna get way too experimental, and I'm not gonna be into it. But because if I'm not vibing the music, I'm not gonna write for it. You know,
Just
It's-
treat it like butt stuff. Just get really drunk.
Just get
Just
really
let it
drunk
happen.
and wing it.
oh man, that's gonna be fun. See, but I want to take it seriously.
No. I'm saying
We're pretty
like, you
not
don't-
serious
you don't
I know you
about
guys
our
are not serious.
We're
you
so
take butt
great,
stuff
though.
seriously, Blaine. You only let butt stuff happen if you're fucking 3 sheets to the wind. So get fucking 3 sheets to the wind, fucking feel the music, and then write some shit.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not even the best vocalist in the band. The bass player is the best vocalist in the band.
Why don't you
But
guys,
even still,
why don't
I
you
feel
guys
like you're
do
gonna
it
do
in
good at your
tandem?
job.
I didn't even know he could do anything.
Why
other
don't you
than
guys
vocals.
stroke each
He's
other off?
amazing. Jake is an amazing vocalist.
Dude, I'm playing with a couple legends myself. I feel like I'm living to a lot of expectations here.
Cody is an amazing drummer.
And Van is just the
Van
best
is
lead
Van is a
guitarist I've
great
ever seen.
thrash guitarist. I wouldn't say he's the best guitarist I know, but he is good.
Have you
He
seen
is
Have you
excellent.
seen some of his Boner Joe work though?
Oh, yeah.
He does great.
Boner Joe? He's not in Boner Joe.
You're right.
Oh yeah, he's the tech for Boner Joe.
Yeah, right. I forgot.
Richie
Where
Riffs.
is I wonder where Boner Joe is right now.
I don't
Probably
know,
somewhere in Europe or maybe Canada. Probably.
I think they're always like they tour South America a lot.
They tour South America, so like
Yeah.
maybe Guatemala,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. Ecuador, probably. Yeah. They're somewhere around here. I can't wait for them to come back though.
They're looking for fucking Escobar's fucking gold.
Looking for Escobar's gold.
I don't know where to go from here.
Do you have anything
Let's
to
go
talk
back
about?
to let's go back. Well, let's go back to pegging. We promised we'd go back to this. So like, how do you feel about
Can we
pegging,
not?
Dick?
I don't
Can we
know.
not?
I've never experienced
I
it.
neither have I. That's
Are
the
you
thing.
interested in experiencing it?
Don't know. Please
If so,
define.
hit
Please
me up.
define pegging for the
I'm
audience.
gonna leave this
Okay,
one up.
so-
asking for a
alright.
friend.
So pegging, for those who don't know, it is when a woman loves a man very, very much, and the man loves the woman very, very much, that sometimes she will strap on a dildo,
Oh man.
if you would.
Big penis.
A
I
giant
bought a penis.
Just a lot of penis. Excessive amounts of penis. And basically they just have sex with a man and stuff. And is that considered gay? Would you consider that gay?
100%.
You would consider that gay.
Yes.
Getting
Getting penetrated by an imitation penis to me is gay.
But the thing is, it's on a woman.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that it is
It's
penis.
2018. You can't assume their gender. Number one, they might
But-
have been a man at some time.
But
They
if
might
they
have been a
were,
man.
then it would just be homosexual sex
They
and
might
not
have, wait,
pegging.
wait, wait, but it's not it's not penis to penis contact. or penis to anus contact. So is it really homosexual sex?
See, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm asking
let
you.
me go farther. It could have been a man who shape changed into a woman, who then made the transition back into a man.
Hey, Harry Houdini, that shit.
But doesn't have a penis.
I hope you're happy, Nate Phillips. I really hope you're happy with us getting back on this topic. We've covered everything.
I broke Blaine
at this point. Yeah, Blaine is he's just, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Weird. Shit, we finally have a comment again.
Oh! Who is it?
Your fiance.
What is Miranda saying?
Oh, wow. She says, I literally went up behind Blaine the other night while he was bent over and asked if he wanted pegged. I said no.
Did you say
She
no?
says, no, it's not gay. There is nothing wrong with experimenting.
No, there's nothing wrong with experimentation, but if on a regular basis you're asking your significant other or a female to strap up and plow you,
But that's the thing. Is
that's
like,
gay.
But is it gay?
And it's not wrong. I'm not saying that gay is wrong.
But is it gay for a woman to stick a finger up there? That's also gay?
Penetration with the anus to me is gay.
I feel like gay is just so.
It's just gay. Okay, so here, let me.
Is it gay or is it homosexual? I guess.
Let me. Well, that's the same thing. Let me break this down for you a little bit.
We're so PC here.
If Blaine comes over to me right now and starts going down on me, I'm not gay.
Nate Phillips says, pagan, you'll never know if you never try. You never try if you never know.
Exactly. It's like D&D.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Pegging is so like D&D.
If Blaine comes over here and starts going down on me right now on the live stream, that doesn't make me gay.
That makes you banned on Facebook.
I'm just getting my dick sucked. Well, they don't have to see it.
They don't have to see it. They just have to know. It's just going to be me sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
And you guys are just off
Karina
camera.
says, a guy asked me to peg him once. I wasn't into it.
I don't.
So, but, I mean, if...
Alex Taylor, if you're in here, send a screenshot of your Cards Against Humanity suggestions. She actually... So I was at the bar the other night.
Right.
I was at the Vault, and my friend Alex...
Shittiest bar in Lafayette.
Oh, whatever.
It
Okay,
is.
in terms of the beer, yeah, but I
It is
enjoy
the shittiest bar
But
in
I enjoy the
Lafayette.
people that I know that
Yeah,
are
they
there.
can go to other bars, too, and make those great.
You're not wrong.
Very rarely am I.
I love the staff. Anyway, so my friend Alex is like, she says, so I sent in suggestions for Cards Against Humanity for white cards and black cards, and holy shit, that list was like what she put down was just gold.
Did they accept it?
I don't know, but I want her to post it in the comments if she's still here. If she doesn't post it in the comments, I will actually post it on the page if she ever sends it to me.
You said Alex Taylor?
Yeah.
Do you know where she went to school at?
Alexander Taylor.
Do you know where she went to school at?
I do not.
Because if she went to Frankfurt High School, then I know that Alex Taylor. But if she did not, then I don't know that Alex Taylor. I know of an Alex Taylor that I went to high school with. She was really cool.
Alexander Dale Taylor.
I could not tell you.
So anyway, back to being gay.
But why is it gay though? Like I want to know.
Wait. If Blaine goes down on me, that doesn't make me gay. That makes him gay because he's sucking dick.
It depends.
But you're getting your dick sucked by a man.
Okay, now wait a minute.
Gay is a sexual preference.
Wait a minute.
Oh my goodness.
If I stick my dick through a glory hole and get sucked off, I don't know what's on the other side of that glory hole. If it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You don't know. You can't be gay or straight based on getting your dick sucked off in a glory hole.
Schrodinger's
fucking glory hole. Schrodinger's glory hole. That is the fucking episode title. Write that down.
So okay, so it's the same. It's the same thing. Like that
But no,
that doesn't make me gay.
I don't think that it is though, because if you're going through a glory hole, then that is something like okay, you're going into a glory hole. You don't know what's on the other side. Therefore, you are oblivious to it. You don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but if you know a guy is sucking you off and you are allowing that, that's totally gay.
Or you just want your dick sucked. It doesn't matter who sucks it. That doesn't make you gay.
I feel like it does though. And like if a woman
if you were
is
actively going to suck a dude's dick though, that makes you gay. I'm sorry.
But if you're getting your dick sucked by a guy, that's not gay. No. But then why is it a girl, like any penetration of the anus? You know we have an actual, like us guys, we have a gland in our anus that is meant, like it's our prostate. If you get your prostate like rubbed and stuff like that,
yeah.
Exactly. you will have an orgasm. Does that make you gay because you have your prostate rubbed?
Yes.
Like 5 minutes ago, Miranda said the man's G-spot is there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So she's already on.
I don't need my G-spot stimulated because
Penis is fine.
the
exactly.
the highest concentration of nerve endings in my entire body is in the tip of my penis, and it is that way for a scientific and genetic purpose.
Science.
Science rules. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm not. Someone is gonna misunderstand what I'm saying as fucking LGBTQ plus hate. I don't give a shit. As long as you don't bother me, I don't fucking care. But I mean, having shit shoved in your ass is gay to me. I'm sorry, it is.
But okay, so gay and homosexual, it's not necessarily an action. It's a preference. And so, in those being, it's a sexual preference. Those being, so if you're a male and you're into male, that's homosexual.
Also
That's what I'm
known as
saying.
Gay.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, like, gay covers just
Everything.
homosexuality in general.
Yeah, that's why gay is a lot shorter of a word than homosexual.
But that's the thing.
And
is
we're
like,
on a podcast and I'm drinking, so it's a lot easier to say.
Yeah, I agree.
and I agree with that. But I'm
completely
just
agree.
saying,
But
like,
the action itself is
it is homosexual. It is gay.
The
If it is homosexual, it is gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
the action itself can't be homosexual or gay. It depends on if a man or a woman is doing it to another man or a woman.
If you were having, I feel like, this is my opinion, if I feel like you are having a sexual relation with someone of the same gender, you were gay. But if you were having a sexual relation with someone of a different gender, you're not gay. And I'm not talking about, like, oh, if you're getting sucked off by a dude, but they say they're a woman, that's not gay. No, that's still gay, because they're still a dude. And stuff like that. But if it's like, if a woman is sucking me off, that's not gay. If a woman is sticking a finger up my butt, I don't know why she would. I don't like that, but it would not be gay.
That to
like
me
that's
is gay.
See, I just don't. I can't. Agree
actions
with
can't be gay.
that. Actions cannot be gay.
How?
Because gay is male to male or female to female. It's same sex.
But it's
not
2018. There's no such thing as gender. I identify as a meat popsicle.
I identify as a meat popsicle.
Gay is more emotional than y'all giving it credit, or lesbian, not just physical. We are all sexual beings, just depends on what gets you off. Miranda also says, I don't hear you screaming science in the bedroom, babe. Well, here's to you tonight. Science!
I mean,
Science!
people can fucking hate on me and call me a bigot all day.
No, that's not what we're...
You're
not giving any hate, obviously.
No, I will. Someone is going to be triggered by things that I say over the next part of the conversation. There are only two genders. There is male and female.
But the thing is I agree with you. I don't believe in gender fluid or anything like that. Like, it's not...
I cannot wake up...
Gender fluid is a concept.
I cannot wake up tomorrow and say, yep, I'm a meat popsicle.
Miranda, we're not thinking too hard on this. She says, you guys are thinking way too hard on this. We're not thinking too hard.
I feel
We're
like I'm thinking so
discussing.
hard.
We're having a discussion.
I think, and this is my personal opinion, I think a man having something shoved, put, or touching his asshole is a homosexual action.
If you, like, have, like, a wedgie and your underwear is touching your butthole, does that make you gay?
That is something that is an inanimate object that was not put there on purpose
By
But what
another
if it
being.
was?
by another being.
Unless
what
it
if
was a wedgie.
People can give you wedgies. What are you talking about? People can give you wedgie. I can give you a wedgie right now
The
if I really
goal was
wanted
not
to.
pleasure. In that instance, the goal is torment
The
and
goal
pain.
was not pleasure. Please write that
Torment
down.
and pain. I'm not writing that down.
I don't know. I feel like homosexual is just male on male anything. If you are getting your
male
dick
on
sucked,
male or female on female.
exactly. Yeah, thanks for correcting.
That's why
me.
it's easier just to say gay.
Exactly, but I feel like if you are being gay, you are a man who is sucking a penis or having your penis sucked by a male. If you are a woman and you are having your pussy eaten by a woman, or you are eating pussy, you know, you are gay. That is homosexual. But opposite genders, like, it doesn't work like that to me, at least. Like,
And that's fair. I think having shit touch your bum bum is gay. That's why I don't like shit touching
One
my
of these
bum.
days, let's just find out when he sleeps, and then let's just have something touch his bum.
I just don't agree
a
with how
lollipop.
you're saying it.
Just
like it's not gay. It's just you don't like it.
It's just different.
You just don't like it.
No, it is something that homosexual people do.
It is something that homosexual people do, but homosexual people also like eat cake. Is eating cake gay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you-
God.
That's all I'm saying.
You caught me in the loop. You caught me in the loop.
You got me.
Do you like that cake, you queer?
That's not. See, now you're making it sound like I'm attacking gay people.
You know what else
not what I
homosexual
do.
people do? They
I
eat
gotta go.
pizza.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Right over there.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Find
Now
it.
I'm being.
There's one down
Now-
here. There's only so many rooms
Now
down in
I'm
this
the
basement.
bigot. Now I'm personally attacking gay people.
You're not. I get it. I get what you're saying. I know you're not trying to hate. And I genuinely hope the audience doesn't feel that way.
I mean, okay, so here's another a little bit of science fun fact to back this up. The likelihood that a man and woman contact AIDS through unprotected sex vaginally is like a 64th of it is of a man and a man having anal intercourse. It is a fraction of the percentage.
Yeah. Why is that? Like, what makes
Because your ass is not meant to have shit shoved in it.
Well, no, obviously.
Okay? So when a man shoves a penis in another man's ass, it is detrimental to the ass and the penis because they're not meant to go that place. So it damages the anus, it damages the penis. It's a slightly abrasive environment. And there is never enough lubrication. Ever. So, because of the breaking of the skin, your likelihood of AIDS goes fucking right to the top. That doesn't happen vaginally with a woman.
But
Now,
how does that not happen vaginally? Because there's fluids transferred. There's fluids being exchanged no matter what.
Right? But the likelihood of blood being transferred is a lot less.
Uh-huh. But it's not just blood. It's just
It's not just
fluids
blood, it's
in
any
general.
bodily fluid.
Yeah.
But blood has... I fucking saw this the other day and I read it and I was going to bring it today and I forgot to say
Oh
it.
yeah, on one of your fucking Alex Jones fucking...
What are you trying to say, Blake?
I'm just fucking... I don't know. I was just trying to...
Dude, you were trying to do
I was trying to be
something.
funny and...
The likelihood is a lot less.
Okay.
For what are we?
We're talking about AIDS.
We're talking about AIDS.
Talking about AIDS.
We're talking about...
Okay,
we
we're
moved
still
on to
talking-
AIDS.
We're still talking about
When I was-
homosexuality.
okay,
and
so-
I said that the likelihood of contacting AIDS during male-to-male sexual encounters anally is almost, towards the top of the fucking percentages.
I guess I can agree with that.
Because your
I
ass
would
isn't meant
imagine
to have
that's
shit shoved in.
probably.
Your penis is not meant to go in someone's asshole.
But the thing is AIDS is caused from the spreading of fluids and stuff like that.
Right. Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The whole blood thing, based on this study that I read, fucking ups that percentage even more. So,
I talked to my health teacher when I was in about 7th grade about like the spread of AIDS and stuff like that. And the thing is he told me we could have an entire bucket of blood in front of us, right? And everyone could slit open their arm and dip their entire arm in that bucket of AIDS blood. And only like 1 out of every like 10 or 15 of us would actually have AIDS.
I mean,
Stuff like that,
technically
just
you'd
from-
have HIV first, but...
I mean, yeah, but still, you would have HIV, but you would test HIV positive like every 10 or 15 people who all dipped their arm in a bucket of AIDS blood.
yeah, because your body's an organ. It absorbs liquid at like 700% faster than any other part of your body will.
We're talking about the arm?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's your
okay,
skin.
okay.
Your skin.
Oh, your skin, okay.
So, like, anytime you look at, like, chemical exposures, shit that has adverse effects on your body, so you can drink, like, say you drink water with lead in it,
Right.
okay, you're going to be exposed to that lead immediately because it's actually entering your digestive system,
Yeah.
so that's a fast track into your fucking bloodstream.
Mm.
If you hold your fucking arm in a fucking bucket of lead water,
Right.
and then fucking nick yourself, the amount of the contaminant that your body absorbs through that is like tenfold what you actually take in through your digestive system.
Makes sense.
That's why the AIDS thing with the blood.
So
With
AIDS.
abrasion, you're actually breaking the skin. You know, because your penis doesn't inhale fluid.
No.
I mean, maybe your penis doesn't. I'm just kidding.
Hey. Oh, I'm about to be a bigot again because my penis doesn't inhale fluid.
Therefore, you are a bigot.
God damn it!
God, how dare you, Tyler?
How dare me?
I sincerely hope nobody like takes this that way because it's not. It's just we're actually discussing this shit and it's not.
Again, I'm not.
It's not meant to be.
I'm not belittling anybody.
No, not
I
whatsoever.
fully support
Don't feel
homosexual
bad if
relationships.
you're
I have
gay.
gay friends. Everyone has a right to be happy in life.
However
But
you
I-
do that is up to you.
Yeah, that's up to
and-
you. As long as it doesn't affect me, then I don't care.
Exactly.
You know,
and,
everyone
and
has...
your life shouldn't. Other people's love life shouldn't affect other people.
Absolutely.
So I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's the stance that I've always held. The moment that I found out that people are gay, I've always been that way. Like I had gay friends in high school. Skylar has a lot of gay friends. They're good people.
Yeah.
They've
There's
never
nothing-
done anything
and
bad
it's-
to me.
Exactly.
And they've never. Their love life and my love life have never been involved, ever. So we're still really good friends. The moment one of them were to overstep bounds and try and get me involved in that love life, I'm sorry. Like, hey, that's just not what I'm about. It
Yeah.
doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make
No.
them a bad person either.
No.
We're all just fucking people. We all deserve to be happy. But I've got some strong opinions about stuff. There is only 2 genders to our species. And there is a genetic anomaly, i.e. the hermaphrodite, that has both.
I feel like the thing that upsets me most about like wanting to like have a transition or something like that, and like being transgender in general, is like if you identify as a woman but you are a male, like if you go to the hospital for something like that, and you say like I'm a female, they're gonna look for female organs and things like that you don't have. And you know you're causing a lot of stress on the doctor, and you're causing a lot of stress on yourself and things like that. And that's pretty much the only that's the only like real reason I have to disagree with this whole like, you know, oh, you want to be gender fluid or whatever like that, because if you identify as an attack helicopter, they're not going to look for specific things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Apache attack helicopter.
Apache
Well, there's more
attack
than one attack helicopter.
But it's typically an
They could be-
Apache.
they could be a
People
Cobra.
tend to drift towards the Apache.
It depends on what branch of the military.
I don't know. Like a lot of people
Whereas-
favor the Apache.
Because the Marines
You go from
specifically...
butt stuff to D&D.
The Marines
to Apache
specifically
attack
deploy the Cobra
helicopters.
attack helicopter.
Yeah, but people generally they identify as the Apache. Not nope. I'm sorry.
Unless they're educated.
Unless they're educated.
I don't think anybody
Trump
really
just
has
comes
a
down wrong.
like. If anybody has a preference, it's usually the Apache.
What if someone wants to be a Chinook?
Then they really want to take a lot in.
See? Thank you for picking up what I was putting down.
No.
Thank you, Red
Oh,
Alert,
no.
Command and Conquer Red Alert for allowing me the knowledge to know what a Chinook is.
Did you know that it's still an engineering marvel that the Chinooks can actually fly?
Really?
The way that their rotors are positioned and set up, and they rotate opposite directions, they should not be able to get off the ground. Physically.
Especially with the weight that they can carry.
Physically, the laws of physics dictate that the Chinook should not be able to get itself up off the ground and then maintain flight.
You know the same thing goes for bumblebees, though?
Yeah.
Bumblebees should not, by laws of physics, should not be able to fly at all.
Nope.
It is the weirdest thing in the entire
The Chinook
world.
is the
They're
engineering
extra
version of the
dimensional
bumblebee.
beings, clearly.
What?
Bumblebees are extra dimensional
Bumblebees
beings.
are aliens. We've figured it out.
Well, the thing is, they're from a different universe. Back to multiverse theory.
Oh, God.
Like we've talked about this for like 5
Do you think
episodes.
anyone's
Dude,
now.
I
ever
would
used a
totally go
bumblebee
for
as
the
an anal
multiverse
bead?
theory.
What?
You think anyone's ever used a bumblebee as an anal bead?
Why do
And we're
gerbils
back
gotta
to
get the one?
that.
Why do the gerbils gotta get the one
Yeah.
to get the bad rap for that? What if there's hamsters? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what about the guinea pigs?
Exactly. Has someone used a guinea pig? Could you use a guinea pig?
That's a big fucking...
Tiny little
Good God.
claws and fingers, like just scratching at your
It
at
really...
your
Mr.
anals.
Mr. Tiddlywinks.
Just scratching
Fucking-
at your insides. Just
I couldn't do it.
Mr. Slade.
God, I don't even. Fucking Bob Rohrman.
Gnawing at your fucking colon.
Fucking Bob
Trying to chew
Rohrman.
its way out.
Fucking Bob Rohrman.
Did you know back in medieval times? Actually, I found this out.
Well, I'm
a
so
little
interested
while
in
ago.
this based off of what we were just talking about.
Back in medieval times, like this has something a little to do with the chewing your way out and stuff. What they would do is they would take rats and they would put them on people's stomachs.
Yeah, they would.
and they
That was in
they would
Game of Thrones.
They would starve.
Yeah, exactly.
There's an episode of Game of Thrones where they tortured somebody.
They would
with it.
starve. They would
absolutely
starve
do
the
that.
rat first.
Yeah,
Gotta
exactly.
Starve the rat first.
throw a pot over it and then heat the pot up, and then they would be forced to chew their way out.
Most people see that for the first time in Fast and the Furious 2. Too Fast, Too
Yeah.
Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, I remember that now. I saw it in Game of Thrones season 2.
I couldn't tell you.
So yeah, back to Game of Thrones. I am not caught up on Game of Thrones.
You really should.
I don't have time. I barely have time to do this, and now I'm a college student. So
Watch an episode a night.
what?
Watch an
Stay up
episode a
an
I
extra
don't
night.
hour.
fucking have time.
Stay up an extra hour.
If I
Sleep is for the
if
weak.
I have a choice between TV and video games, I will always choose video games.
What video game are you currently playing?
I'm playing Divinity 2: Original Sin. right now.
Really? I am currently going through Breath of the Wild for the very first time on my Switch, and it is amazing.
I'm still playing Monster Hunter.
Did
There
that
is a-
did that fucking giveaway end?
What giveaway?
The fucking with the golden eggs and shit.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you can still log in. Because it's like a commemorative thing, so you might want to hurry. I don't know how long it lasts, but I'm pretty sure you can just log in and
Yeah,
do
I'll
it.
do it sometime.
Do it, because, I mean, you get some good shit. And,
4 golden eggs.
yeah. The prince is what you want, so you can trade for the gems.
But you also get 4 golden eggs.
Yeah, I
Which is
forgot
a
about
lot
that.
of money.
It is. I don't need money.
Still, it's a
Money,
lot of money.
is just whatever.
Money
for
is
me in
always
that game.
irrelevant in video games.
And I'm in game. Like, money just does not
We
matter.
are in game.
I'm farther than you
How?
because
Dang.
I've done quests that you haven't.
Like what?
Like the Lunastra quest. I beat it. I beat the Lunastra Teostra
You beat
quest.
the Lunastra?
We did
I'm
it
just kidding.
together.
I've never heard
I just
anything
look
about
at you
Monster
like
Hunter.
I literally looked at you like you have no fucking idea.
We did it together.
Literally,
We
like
did it
I've
together,
never
you
played
fuck.
it.
No, we did the arena quest together. We didn't do the full Teostra Lunastra together.
Yeah, you don't know what I've fucking done in my
man.
free time.
I know you haven't.
You don't fucking know my business.
know you
I know
haven't.
you haven't.
How do you
You
know?
just haven't.
Because I know you haven't played Monster Hunter.
Why?
Because you don't want to go back to it.
Why?
Because you're bored with it.
What did I say? I didn't want to go back to it.
You've told me.
No.
You're like, I have other games.
I told you back in like fucking March that I needed a little bit of a break.
I mean, the idea that you're playing Divinity 2 right now is kind of assuring that
Miranda says, baby steps, Tyler. Use a finger before you jump into hamsters.
Miranda, I'm sorry that you like to stick your hands in other people's ass, but that is a no-fly zone for me.
turns out Dick is actually super into anal fisting. Nobody
Like
knew.
I'm not gonna have anything put in my asshole unless it's 100% against my will.
So you'll only allow it if it's against your will.
You can't allow
So-
something if it's against your will.
Exactly. And that is the conundrum.
It's a paradox, guys.
I fucking hate you even more than I hated you when I got
It's
here.
not rape if you yell surprise.
Oh, that's so bad.
Like Edward Norton in fucking American History X. He got plowed in the ass.
Yeah, he did. By Nazis.
Yeah.
He was a Nazi and he still got plowed in the ass by
He got
Nazis.
fucked in the ass.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He got
That
the-
was a big guy.
He got the fucking.
He was a big guy.
He got the fucking bottom knocked.
He got
out
the
of him.
hammer.
Yeah, he
He
did.
got the hammer.
He got the hammer.
He
The
got
fucking bottom knocked
shellacked.
out of him.
I really need... so, in the next month or so, I'm going to try to complete Assassin's Creed Origins.
Finally.
Finally.
Now-
I keep
now
going
that-
back to Monster
Now
Hunter,
that
like,
fucking Odyssey's only
a month
a
out.
month out.
Yeah, I keep
God,
going
I'm
back
so
to Monster
fucking
Hunter, and
pumped for
I'm,
that.
like, enjoying the shit out of Monster
I
Hunter
watched
right now.
gameplay of that the other day where they fought Medusa.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah.
See, I've never played any Monster Hunter, and the only Assassin's Creed game
Assassin's
I've ever
Creed
played-
game?
Assassin's Creed. You know, the one where they do butt stuff.
Oh.
And we're bringing it back. But no, so the only Assassin's Creed game I've ever played was, what is it, 3 and the very first one.
I liked 3 a lot. Actually,
hated 3.
what's hilarious is those are the two. I didn't play 2, Brotherhood, or I played 2 for like 2 hours,
Right.
and then life started happening, and I got interested in that.
Right.
Then I got Revelations. I never got Brotherhood, but I got Revelations, and I played for a little bit of that just to see what it was like. And I never went back to either of those games. Then 3 came out that year. I literally started playing the series because 3 was coming out that year. And I love the revolutionary time. I loved the fact that I was going to be able to be on a treetop as an Indian, a Native American assassin, and I could literally hang British people.
Exactly.
I was all about hanging like revolutionary time British people. Like
you just say redcoats and it
redcoats. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Defines
absolutely
legitimately
lobster
everything
backs. I get it. Yes. And you have the rope dart. You can literally wait for a redcoat to unknowingly walk underneath you while you're up in a tree, and you throw the rope dart down and you fucking hang him. I loved it. I loved killing British people.
I honestly,
I got that game just so I could fucking kill redcoats, because I am still very bitter about the War of 1812. They burned down our White House, and I'm not cool with that.
We need to build a wall.
Before our time.
Fun fact.
We need to build a wall in the Atlantic Ocean.
Fun fact. I was in the top 25 percentile of beaver slayers.
Beaver Slayer.
Oh yeah, I got that note. I just happened to kill like a whole little herd of beaver in my homestead.
I hate you.
I love
so
the double
much.
entendres. So I killed all these beavers, and a little notification pops up. It's like, you were in the top 25 percentile of beaver killers, of beaver hunters in the world. And I'm like, oh man. And then so the next day I go to work, and I'm just like, the entire night at work, I'm like, man, I can't wait to go home and just I'm gonna uphold my title. I'm gonna become the #1 beaver hunter in the world.
I need to be the top.
So I literally spent like the entire next night just doing nothing but killing beaver. I loved Assassin's Creed 3.
I did not like it at all.
The story sucked, but
the story absolutely sucked. That's what killed it.
But the goddamn gameplay was awesome.
I play games for their story.
I'm
do
kind
too.
of the same way.
I do too,
really
typically.
Bad.
And I like the story.
4 was fantastic. Unity was actually had a really good story, but nobody played it because it was so buggy. Syndicate story was meh, and then fucking Origins, man.
Origins has been great.
There's just so many goddamn Assassin's Creed games.
Well, no. Origins is different because they took Assassin's Creed and they turned it into an RPG.
Oh, really?
And they made it. They made it not so Assassin's Creed-y.
Right.
Because it's before. It's not, literally the founding of it.
It's not linear anymore.
No.
It was pretty linear in the past and stuff.
And
I had a really tough time playing the first game.
Bayek is a fucking fantastic main character.
Yes. And I'm only like halfway through the game.
I kept his fucking dreads and his beard the whole game.
Me too. I love it.
Because he looked dumb any other way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm going to have to get on this.
Speaking of beard, September the 8th, my hair and my beard are both going.
Really?
Specifically that date?
Why that day, though?
Because that's the first day I could get in to get my hair cut.
That's like so like anticlimactic,
right? Like could have been like I'm fighting a dragon that day.
I cannot wait. It's this day.
No,
and then it's like why can't? That's just the day I can get a haircut.
Like I'm getting a haircut and a straight shave. All of it's going.
Yeah.
Really?
Are you gonna do like any sort of facial hairstyle at all?
All of it's going.
And how long are you gonna go for that?
Probably a week.
You gonna go back to full beard, or are you gonna go trying to sport the goatee?
I don't know. I'll probably start with just the goat again, and then I'll regrow the mustache, and then I'll probably eventually go back to full beard.
You should just go full handlebar mustache.
Yeah, I mean,
the last time I went without a mustache, like I just went straight just the chin. Mm-hmm. It looked like the rebel insignia.
I can
I
see that.
was very
right now.
proud of that. I was very proud of that.
I can so see that happening.
Because it was the first time I actually kept this part of my mustache or this part of my beard, and just got rid of the mustache. And I was like, "Fuck yeah, it's straight rebel insignia." But I look so douchey at the same time.
Yeah, you do.
Here's a question, and this is for all of us and for the audience. You know, for those guys who shave at home. Have you ever shaved and then like just decided, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just have a Hitler mustache for all of 5 seconds.
I did that. I'll find that too.
Did you do that for a second?
I did it. It was back in 2012.
I always do it, and then like
have a
I'll
lot
do
to
it
go
in the
through.
mirror, and then after that, I'm just like, all right, shave it off. Like
So
I keep it for all of 2 minutes.
I have not been clean shaven since 2010.
I have a lot of fucking pictures to go through. Hey, there's me and Jessica Negri.
Ooh, Jessica Negri, like famous cosplayer. Because I need to see that. Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And this chick dressed as Deadpool. Lady Deadpool.
I had a lot of pictures from Comic-Con back in, what was it, 2013, I think? Whatever the first year it came to Indy.
There's
I
me as Harley Quinn.
started doing it. I remember seeing you as Harley Quinn. That was pretty sexy, to be honest with you.
Thank you. Booty
Touching
shorts.
myself.
Currently.
Oh my! I'm only at 2016 right now.
Oh my goodness.
Can't you separate it by year?
No. I have to get back. Okay, there's 2014. No, that's 2015. Go on talk and stuff.
Yeah, so I haven't been clean shaven since 2010.
I haven't been clean shaven since like 3 days ago or something like that. I tried to grow out the goatee, and
Do
then
you have a
eventually I
fucking
just shaved
full
it all
beard
off.
in that picture?
Where?
Right there with the beer can.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Why don't you rock that?
I'm currently growing to that
You
right
look like
now.
an entirely different human being.
You really do.
I'm currently growing to that. I'm getting there. So many pictures.
You take a lot of pictures on your Facebook. I don't usually take that many photos.
I'm pretty.
I used to take.
anti-photo.
I used to take a lot. I don't take as many anymore. I let other people take the pictures and tag me in
Right.
them.
That's usually what I do is like if I'm hanging out with like a group of friends or something like that, I'll usually just take a selfie and then like post it and be like, all right, here's everyone. But that's very rare occasions.
Check this out. Me. This is my first band. There's Cody.
Oh, man.
This is me.
Just staring off to the side.
This is no. Look at this. This is how. Let me move this over to the other side so the fucking stream can see it. This is me, right here.
that right there.
This
You got a lot more
thin-
swole.
this thin little stick of a human being. Yep.
I remember when I was like that at birth,
Yup.
and then I got testosterone.
See, I don't know what happened. I probably started gaining weight when I was like 17 or something like that. I started getting a gut, and then after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm just fat. Like, I'm just gonna deal with that.
You're not fat, man.
I know I'm not fat, but like I'm also kind of fat. Like I'm not overweight or like morbidly obese or anything like that, but like even still, it's just like I do love me a good cheeseburger.
Yeah, Blaine and I are both fat.
every day.
I'm fat at heart.
No,
It's fat at heart,
legitimately
but
fat,
like,
Blaine.
oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
I am
You are.
not.
Yes.
He's self-conscious about his weight. You're gonna hurt
give
him.
a
I'm not
shit.
self-conscious at all about anything. But I know I'm not fat.
Fuck.
I have
Are
fat.
you ever gonna find this picture?
I am in 2014 right now.
I see you with a mustache, and that's just crazy.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, show the camera that. Look at Dick with the dick stash. Literally, and then Bob Burger's just right next to it.
What a pedophile.
You got the molest stash going on.
The molestache, yes, I've heard it called that before.
But yeah, how's that make you feel, Blaine?
Molestache?
No, that I'm shaving all my hair off.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
You've
it.
never seen me with that facial
Oh,
hair.
of course, Miranda has already found it. She
course.
has already found the Hitler stash, but I'm not just looking for the Hitler stash.
We're looking for other surprises.
What was
that
I?
we'll see
What
later.
else was I looking for?
I don't know.
I thought it was strictly
I
Hitler
quit caring
stash.
about this, like, once you scrolled through the second page.
Yeah, once you started going through it, it started loading for pictures.
I
That's
know.
when we were just like,
It's-
okay.
It's taking so long.
I think you should just give up at this point.
Sorry, Miranda. I do like to take pictures with you. I've never not taken a picture with you.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I've
Miranda,
not
I see
taken
a lot of
pictures
pictures.
with my wife.
Anytime that I see
I
a
love
picture
taking
of
pictures.
Dick, it's with Miranda.
I
Yeah.
hate taking pictures. It's a waste of time.
I've
was
just
the
kind of
worst
I've
time.
grown out of it. Like I don't need to take a picture of everything now. I used to love taking pictures. I used to want to be a photographer, but
One time I was like, I think like 13 years old. I was on MySpace. This is how old I was.
God, I
like,
miss my MySpace.
dude, I miss MySpace too. But I posted a picture of me like shirtless, and I was just starting to like work out and stuff like that. There's what
that
is
beard.
that?
look at that.
What is that? You a billy goat?
I don't know.
That's my beard. That's what I have right now.
But his is so pointed.
Yeah, it's short on the sides and long at the bottom.
But even still, like his was like really like I mean you could see like a definite angle.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
that was one of those times that I had no idea what I was doing with my beard. I trimmed it and shaved it and stuff and got it to that point.
There was a point where I like took a picture of myself shirtless. It was the very first like time that I was like body confident, you know what I mean? And like there was a girl who commented and she's just like, my mama said that if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, but my mama ain't here and you got nothing. And I never took a picture of myself shirtless ever since. I was like, okay.
I learned my lesson.
I learned my lesson. The first comment was just shitting on me, and I was like, all right, well, we're done with this. That was a nice, like, 2 seconds.
Oh my god, I'm still only in 2013 right now.
Just give up.
Well, here's the Hitler stash.
I was going to say, well, what else were we looking for, Dick?
I remember there was something else, and I know as soon as I see it, I'm gonna know.
Yeah, but like no one wants to see.
There's the Hitler stash.
You legitimately look like Adolf Hitler.
You look like, exactly, you
I
look
know.
like a Hitler youth.
That's bad.
I mean,
terrible.
you could always try and spin
It's
it
the
off as like a
eyes.
tattooed Charlie
Yeah, I
Chaplin.
know. Like I have
it's-
very great expression.
It's nothing other than the eyes.
I have
You
have
look so
awesome
angry
expression.
at the Jews. I don't know why.
Do you know he's a fucking Polak?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Jew.
Oh, man.
So he's hating himself. He's like the
I mean,
Black
Hitler
Lantern.
was Jewish.
I know all about hating
No, I'm
myself.
talking about you. You fuck.
I know, but but you bring up a great point. Like I hate myself. Hitler hated himself.
Hitler did hate himself, probably. How could you love yourself if you're killing almost 6 million people, is all I'm saying.
Population control.
You sound like Brett. One time Brett was just like, if I could nuke like Brett Maxwell said, if I could just nuke everyone, I would. Just straight up. He's like, humans are just parasites, blah, blah, blah. If I could just nuke everyone and I had the option to just press the button and send the nukes off, I would.
Yeah,
I was just
about
like,
300.
oh.
About 300 years, the radiation would go away. So
I feel like we would grow as humans, we would evolve into something even greater than ourselves. Like,
don't
we would
think
be
so.
something radiation resistant.
I think it would be pretty bad.
I'm not saying it would be great. I'm just saying we would evolve into something
I
greater.
think what it would do to us would be pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We
But
would
we
go
would be
extinct.
involved. I don't feel like we go extinct. Like, I don't know. I feel like us as humans, like, we're resourceful. There's people out there who have, like, fallout shelters and stuff like that. And they would, like, you know, obviously we would have a lot of inbreeding and stuff like that. But eventually we would become radiation resistant, like, just retards.
Line-bred critters.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, we're
Like,
still
for the
going.
love of God, just give it up, Blaine.
No, I need to know
He's
what
determined.
else I was looking for.
I'm gonna leave.
I know as soon as I see what I remember I was looking for. Oh yeah, this is when I was doing like my I literally shaved my face and I started taking a picture of my face every single day.
Why would you ever do that?
So, like, trying to,
I
like,
wanted to do a time lapse.
yeah,
and just
like, where
grow
it's
a
just
beard.
like, you know, oh, me from this point to this point and stuff like that. I thought about doing that, but I was just like, I can't commit. I couldn't commit to something like that.
Like every time I come over here, I find more and more reasons why I don't like you.
You guys have been hosts together for what? Is this episode 52?
Yes.
No,
52 episodes and
no. Like 40 some episodes, because I came in at episode 12.
oh yeah. So it'd be that would literally be exactly 40 episodes in now. What were you doing before Tyler came here? Because I didn't.
Oh, I
never
would
heard
just
about
randomly try to find guests, like, and it wasn't live stream, so I could do it whenever. And I had no set schedule. I could just as long as I had an episode for the
Scroll
week, I
and
was
talk.
good. Yeah.
Scrolling dog.
Oh,
You're
hey,
still
here's the
gonna do this.
literally. This is me drunk. if it'll ever pop up. On OG Doom Room.
Oh man, it looks like OG Room.
Nice fucking jean jacket, bro.
Thanks. It's in the other room.
You have to wear it like every podcast now. You have to.
Maybe
wear
I
it.
will.
You so should.
The acid wash vest. I'm bringing it back.
God, it would be so hot in here.
Yeah. No, that was so everybody else was playing beer pong while I was on the other side of the basement with a guitar on my chest, just laying on the ground taking selfies. I was very drunk on SoCo and Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, so good. Smirnoff Ice, really?
Yes.
Oh man,
That's what I started on, and it was bad.
I feel like I can't really like give you any judgment or anything like that because I brought 1 Kalamazoo Stout and then 2 Mike's Hards.
We're getting close, guys. This is December 2012.
Oh man,
It's in 2012.
I saw an obsessive girlfriend meme, and I immediately know that we're in it deep.
And obsessed. Oh yeah, Elena. From yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's Nick Cage. I broke you out of prison. I'm the only cage you need.
Oh
Good
God.
shit.
Memes were so innocent back then.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, here's overly manly man. Gloves. You mean bitch mittens? Band-Aid. You mean bitch sticker?
Oh,
Those
God,
used to
this
be
was
like
so
my
great.
favorite. Was overly manly man.
I just remember when I saw you at the North End pub one time and you were trying to grow out the almost biker stash, and I was just like, oh, you're trying to grow out the biker stash, and you're like, it's not there yet. It's getting there, but it's not there yet.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Now I remember what I was looking for. I had this picture of. Okay, yeah, I'm getting there. The rebel,
We're getting there.
the rebel goat.
I want to die inside.
What is while he's doing this, what is your biggest gripe about being a DM? Like, what is the biggest like thing that you could say, like, honestly, this is probably the most annoying thing out of all of it?
With most of the pre-written modules, it's, you know,
looking at?
your player characters are traveling from place to place, and you're
Right.
supposed to roll on random tables, and this is the encounters that they have
Right.
like on the way. So it's like, oh, I'm traveling from Neverwinter to Waterdeep, and I'm gonna encounter all this shit on the way, and it's like, why are we gonna waste our time with this?
I totally understand. I
We're
usually
traveling.
skip
We're
that.
traveling. Yeah, but so what we in that group have agreed is, I'm just gonna tell them what they encounter, and then they survive, or if it's something powerful enough that they need to fight it, then we'll go into combat.
Right. So
Because
it's
it's
just
just-
like
it's
it's
just-
like, oh, you come across 3 goblins and
Yeah,
there's a
some
party
goblins
of 5.
attacked your wagon. You fucking killed them because you're legitimate fighters. Like, I don't need to spend 30 minutes through this combat.
I can totally understand that. I think my biggest gripe is like when they're getting very deep into the discussion of what they're going to do next, and then it's like you're just basically sitting there waiting for them to decide. There was one time that I had like, I was pretty proud of myself. I brought an actual prop to a D&D session, and it was a scroll that like had some information on it and stuff like that. And the information was totally open to like free interpretation of however you perceive that and whatnot. And I just remember they spent about an hour trying to discuss, like, do we go back here or do we go there? And, like, I was just literally sitting there on my phone the entire time until, like, they eventually told me, like, hey, we've made a decision at this point. Like, this is what we're going to do. And I think that's just my biggest gripe is, like, it's not really much of a gripe more than it is just a minor inconvenience. It's, like, unless if they're, like, directly interacting with the DM, there's not much you can do, like, when they're discussing amongst the party members themselves.
Well, here's a good one, too. Like, you guys enter the room. Okay, what do I see? Okay, well, roll a perception check.
Exactly.
I rolled a 20. Okay, well, this is what's in the room. But I rolled a 20. This is what you see when you walk into the room. But I rolled a 20. A fucking nat 20 doesn't give you X-ray fucking vision.
Exactly.
It's what
you're not
you're
seeing
perceiving
colors.
when you fucking walk into the room. If you would like to investigate specific things, tell me. I have described the room for you.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
there's
but I
sometimes
rolled
where
a
like
20, man.
If it's like, you know, I'm not gonna outright tell you like, oh yeah, there's a trap door in the center of the room or something like that. Like I may say
even
like,
if you roll a nat 20, I
may seem like
I don't give a shit.
there may seem like something like suspicious or something like that, but like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, there's, you know, you see a trap door, it's gonna like, drop off into a 10-foot drop into a spike pit.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna tell you that.
I mean, careful. There's a punji pit there. You know, a
Exactly.
punji stick might end up in your anus.
Back to butt stuff. Whoa, we're doing it again.
What'd my dad say? For the love of God.
I was waiting.
God.
I was waiting to get to
Let's
that.
see the comments.
Tyler's dad, Mr. Frank McLaughlin, says, Tyler asked me if wearing deodorant would make hair grow in his pits when he was a youngling.
Do we really want to talk about things that like we have discussed with our parents when I was young? Because like when I was young, I've had some pretty fucked up questions.
Like I had totally repressed that memory
I understand.
until my dad just now brought that back up.
I didn't remember.
Thanks, Dad.
I remember that conversation. Like, hey, will deodorant make hair grow here? And I remember my dad, just the shame and sadness and disappointment that he looked at me with, because it's like
He just looked at you and he was
I was an extremely smart child. Like I was prodigy level child. And then
Sounds like
and then I fucking and then I pull that shit out of my ass. Like hey, will this make hair grow under my arms?
It's amazing.
God, I should have killed you at birth.
So back to school. It's amazing how we were kind of like, and I don't mean this in any condescending or like sarcastic way. Like it's amazing how at some point a lot of us were like prodigy level as kids, and then at some point we just became complete fuck offs.
Yeah, we did.
Like 'cause I was that
Absolutely.
way in elementary school. I got straight A's. Like I was super smart. I got everything. I was talking about shit that I shouldn't have been talking about in terms of like, how the fuck does he know this shit?
Right.
And then 6th grade hit, and like I didn't give a fuck about school. I gave a shit about my friends and hanging out and being fun.
Oh, I just cared about video games and sports
Yeah, I was
Video
gonna
games
say,
was there too.
and fucking
Video
bitches,
games
and
is
fucking
pretty
bitches.
much that's it. At 6th grade, you were just fucking bitches at 6th
I
grade.
was trying.
I mean, okay, yeah, but like I remember when I would have conversations in 6th grade of like, yeah, I totally have sex with her, and I wouldn't know where to put my penis, like
I mean,
at
I was
all,
I
like
was
in
finger
real life.
banging chicks and getting handies in 6th grade. So
I was not doing that in 6th grade.
yeah,
I think
I was doing that in
fucking,
6th grade.
I think I was doing what I
It
was
took
when
me
I was.
a long.
I was doing that at 19.
It took me a long 3 years before I lost my virginity, but I did it.
I
3 years
almost
later.
there was a point where I thought that I was probably never gonna lose my virginity.
And we've
to
all
be
been-
honest with
we've
you,
all been at that point.
it was just like I remember I lived with, what was it, 5 other dudes and 3 chicks, which were all my brothers and sisters and stepbrothers and stuff. And I remember I was just like so attacked like all the time that there was a point where I was just like, man, I'm so unattractive. Like girls probably ask me out just as jokes. Like that's how bad it was. And then I was
Would you
like,
bang one of your stepsisters?
absolutely not.
Oh, I thought you were gonna stop.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
I would.
You
Not
bang
of
one
your
of his
stepsisters, but
You would bang one of my stepsisters?
if I had a hot-
Probably.
if
Now,
I
are
had
you
a-
saying that from a standpoint of they're
if
my
I had a hot
stepsister, or are you
stepsister
saying
that
that?
was interested, no problem.
Are you saying that from they're your stepsister, or are you saying that from they're not attractive?
It's like, I mean, okay, like
They're your stepsister.
there are people out there who are attractive and stuff like that, but there becomes a point where like when you've grown up around someone, like in
Yeah,
my
I
opinion,
get
like
you there,
if
yeah.
I've grown up with someone, like they're not going to be like, I'm not going to be attracted to them in that way because I've grown up around them. I know what they were like when they were 6.
I nailed childhood friends, so I totally disagree with you.
I can imagine high school buddies, but like
No,
never
no, I
childhood,
mean childhood
friends. I couldn't
friends,
be like, hey, we were 6 once.
Like kindergarten all the way through high school. Flat out fucking knock the bottom out of that shit. No regrets, my bro.
Woo!
No regrets. But yeah, I mean seriously,
Oh my
that's a good
goodness.
question. Like, would I fucking play tiddlywinks with my fucking stepsister? Without a doubt. No questions asked.
Yeah, there's no blood.
No.
No blood relation.
No
so
fucking contact.
But
A
if
lot of
do you
people find
actually
that
have
weird,
a
though.
It's not
stepsister,
weird.
though?
Do I have a stepsister? No.
Yeah.
A lot,
well,
a
then
lot
there
of
you
people
go.
a lot of people would give you shit like, oh, it's so gross. It's like, what's gross about that?
Yeah,
They're not your blood
I'm
relative.
fucking a stranger. Like,
I think it depends on like the age group in which you meet them and stuff. Because if I was 17 and my dad got married to some chick and there was another 17-year-old who happened to be a female, like, I can understand that. But like,
25-year-old.
I mean, well, okay, I'm 17, of course. But like, what I'm saying is like, if it's like someone like I met my stepsister when I was about 6 or 7, so it's like when I grew up with that, like it's just like at that point it's just like, you know, you might as well be my sister. I'm comfortable enough with you to like have you as my sister and stuff like that. But I don't
if I
see
tripped
you that
and
way.
fell and my dick accidentally penetrated you, like we don't have any problems.
Surprise butt sex can happen at any moment.
I like how you went straight to butt sex.
We
Like,
just have butt stuff. We're doing it again.
You can trip and fall into vaginal intercourse. I mean, shit, I watch that shit on Pornhub all the time.
There used to be this. So there was like this stream of pictures that was posted years ago, and it was like just.
You say
like,
that like we're older than dirt.
no, because it was years ago that I saw this.
It's
it was
so
like
long
this
ago.
random like just album of pictures, and it was like all these situations that like surprise sex could happen, and one of them was like somebody was loading groceries into their car, and then it cuts away to the top of a hill, and somebody's rollerblading down. And then it like
I remember seeing
like
this.
halfway through the person trips. They're like, you know, going out of control, or so it is illustrated. And then out of nowhere, it gets to the bottom of the hill. The person who's loading the car their pants are down, and he's like in them. It's just like, oops. Like, yeah, exactly, precisely. It's like all these situations that like. Literally, it could not happen, and it's just somehow miraculously, pants are down and dick's in.
This reminds me of a really good joke. Okay, so you may have heard this one before, but I doubt that it's ever been on Podcastrophe, but it's such a good joke. So
Wow us.
it's okay, so Superman is flying around in the sky, right? And he's just surveying, you know, the city and stuff like that. And he looks down with the supervision and he sees Wonder Woman on the beach. She's just naked, just sprawled out naked, and she's
Starfish style.
She's just rubbing herself. She's like has her hands all over her body and stuff, and she's just like, oh, you know, into it and stuff. And so Superman's like, you know what? I'm gonna just fly down there real quick, get my plow in, and I'm gonna fly the fuck away before she even knows what happens. So then he races down there, just and just flies off. And so
Does he do the Iron Man ground pound?
pretty much. And so Wonder Woman just she sits up a little bit and she's just like, what the fuck just happened? And the fucking Invisible Man's like, I don't know, my asshole really hurts.
Oh.
Do you guys remember that show Jag?
Jag? I don't think so.
Yeah, you remember Jag. It's
remember
the
Jag.
show that NCIS spawned off of.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard
Military
of this.
lawyers.
Yeah,
Jag.
Jag.
Jag is.
Judge Advocate General,
Thank you.
Navy.
Wow, I've never
Navy
heard of this
shit
show.
right there.
Good job, Blaine. You did a thing.
Thank you. I watched that as a child.
I love Jag, man.
Jag was great.
Have you guys watched Dragon Ball Z Super?
No,
Yes.
I've not.
Who do you like? Have you seen anything for the new Brawly movie? Anyone?
Oh my God, I can't wait for that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Do you have any opinion? What is your opinion on him fighting about Goku and Vegeta? Like, have you seen anything like, you know, talking about like the logistics of the movie and stuff?
Not really. I'm trying to go into it completely fresh.
It's basically like they're
finally canonizing Broly.
yeah, he's going to be canon now and stuff like that. But like, I think it's just like the thing is like, in order for Goku to beat Jiren, he had to go into, you know, Ultra Instinct, and even still, he couldn't do it. Like,
couldn't
he's
do
still lost and stuff like that. But now he's going to fight Brawly, who is an essentially a weaker power level, and he's going to fight him in only Super Saiyan God. Not even Super Saiyan Blue, but Super Saiyan God. Like, what? He's not even gonna. He's not going to try and go maxed out mode and stuff. And he might, like in the movie and stuff. From what I've seen, he's going to do most of his fights in Super Saiyan God. And also Vegeta, they're canonizing him going into Super Saiyan God mode too. Like in the anime and stuff, you know, I guess it's technically like a different like.
Yeah.
It's different and stuff, but like Vegeta has never gone to Super Saiyan God. He's only gone from SS2 to Super Saiyan Blue. and stuff.
And
He
then
doesn't go
beyond
into
Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, exactly. And then going into like this like perfected Super Saiyan Blue and shit in the anime and stuff. But now he's going to Super Saiyan God, and he's never actually reached that level before, which is like, I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's cool.
I think it's decent and stuff, but I feel like they do too much with Vegeta and stuff like that.
They
to
don't
try
do
and make
enough
him,
with Vegeta.
You think so?
Goku is the weakest character in the franchise.
Really?
Yeah, Vegeta is the hero of that story.
I can't see it, I guess. Like,
He's the Prince of all Saiyans, man.
He is the Prince of all Saiyans. There's nothing wrong with that, but like,
Vegeta should be the one on top. Vegeta should be the most powerful.
He should be, but Goku's more powerful. I mean, maybe Goku just adapts faster and stuff like that, but like...
Actually, canon, as of Super, Goku is not more powerful than Vegeta. Because Goku can't attain Ultra Instinct anymore.
This is true, but I mean, neither can Vegeta achieve Super Saiyan, like perfect Super Saiyan
Yes,
Blue.
he can.
Can he really?
That's canon. Vegeta is yet again more powerful than Goku.
I mean, even still, like, I when you get into the battle with Saiyans and stuff like that, the way that I see it is like, from canon, Super Saiyans get stronger with every fight that they have and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter, like, who's really stronger out of Goku or Vegeta. They're going to keep fighting each other, and they're going to keep getting stronger, both of them, no matter what. So It doesn't matter how many times Vegeta gets beaten by Goku, or Goku gets beaten by Vegeta, and shit like that.
Goku's just never interested me as a character.
I can understand that.
I don't like Superman-type characters, and that's what Goku is.
I love Vegeta.
He really is. Like, and then I think
Vegeta
it's
is just
because
rage
Vegeta,
and fury and realism.
and he has the conflict. He has the struggle of trying to be the best and stuff like that, but somehow always being outdone by a guy who just really doesn't give a fuck other than just fighting other people.
Yep.
He doesn't care about anything else but fighting.
And eating.
And eating. He eats a lot and stuff, but he fights more. And he just that's all he wants to do. He's like, I'm just trying to find stronger people so that way I can just beat them too.
And then eat.
And then eat, exactly.
And then plow Chi-Chi.
For like the 7th time. They're gonna have another fucking kid, probably.
Are you trying to say he's only plowed her 6 times
Well, yeah,
total?
he's never home.
Here's a
that's
question
fair.
for you. Since we're talking about plowing and stuff like that, do you think that
We're gonna get
Tarzan was a
full
virgin?
agricultural?
But
No.
was Tarzan a virgin before he met Jane, or
Are
was
you
he
saying
beating
did-
gorilla cheeks? That's all that I'm saying.
Or are you saying that he was getting pounded in the ass?
I don't think he was going into butt stuff.
Little fucking silverback DP.
I mean, like, he was just in the middle of a really
We
shitty
call that
sandwich.
Harambe style.
Dicks out for Harambe.
I'm going to their shrine on Sunday.
On Sunday? Damn.
Sunday I am.
Nice.
Also, speaking of, since you
Wanna
just
go.
mentioned your tattoo, I'm thinking about actually getting a new tattoo.
A Harambe tattoo?
It's not going to be a Harambe tattoo, but it's going to be a tattoo of some significance and stuff like that. I have a cousin. Her name is Brittany Mawson. She's a really cool person. Absolute, just beautiful soul. Nicest person you'll ever meet. Stuff like that. She has this, for some reason, she has this lung disease that the doctors can't quite pin what it is. They don't know what it is.
That's sad.
But her lungs are just deteriorating and stuff like that. And I feel like, since I'm on Podcastrophe, I feel like it would be a very good plug. There is a Facebook page that you all can follow. It's called Breath for Brittany. And it's basically just like her journey into getting either a lung transplant or figure out what's wrong with her in the first place and stuff like that. They were doing a poker run. They did a bike run at one point. Like, a lot of our family members have gotten, like, tattoos and stuff, like, that say, like, every breath is a second chance and stuff like that. And, like, I feel like that's what I'm going to get right here on my forearm and stuff, because that's where a lot of people have gotten it and stuff. And it's just to basically, like, show our support for her and stuff like that. And, like, she does, there's bracelet sales, there's T-shirt sales and stuff like that, and it all goes, as a proceed towards her lung transplant and things like that, and her medical bills just in general and stuff, because, once you have, like, a disease that, could be life-threatening and stuff like that, like, the hospital bills are gonna rack up. And no matter how much money you make, you're still gonna be owing somebody. And so it's just, like, a nice, like, collective way to try and help her out with all this stuff, for a disease that nobody really, like, has any record of. Nobody knows why her lungs are deteriorating because there's no real reason behind it. They just have a bunch of good ideas. And so right now, she's currently at, I think, 18% lung capacity. She's on full-time oxygen.
Miranda knows Brittany, apparently.
Oh, does she really?
I guess. She says, I know Brittany.
Absolutely. You should totally follow Breath for Brittany if you haven't already. Because, I mean, it's just a good way, like, even if you're not sending money or whatever, just even the share helps.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and things like
Definitely.
that. And I
We'll
feel like,
share it on the show. For
absolutely,
Sure.
and I appreciate that and stuff because I figured it was a good idea to
Definitely.
you know, try and plug it in and stuff like that because she could really use all the help and stuff. And like if you do know Brittany like personally and stuff, she you know that she is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
She already
and, like,
follows it.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
But yeah, she's definitely like one of the nicest people you'll ever come across and stuff like that. And like, you know, she's a huge Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely love that. And then another thing, which I guess is straying a little bit off topic, but she's also a Patriots fan.
Hey,
so,
me too. Cool.
Hey! High five to that. Love
On that
the
note,
Pats.
there is and not Patriots, but there's a page called Captain Andrew Luck. And it's literally it's taking Andrew Luck's perspective of the upcoming games and what just happened in the games, but from a Civil War soldier writing home to his mom.
Oh my god, I've seen that.
You've seen it, right?
I need to
Yeah.
check this out.
It's hilarious.
What's the page called again?
Captain Andrew Luck? Let me see if I can find
I was
it.
gonna say we should look up at least one post and read it, so that way everyone can get a little taste of what's going on. This has been a really good day, though. Coming to Podcastrophe and
Hell
stuff
yeah,
like that.
dude. Yeah, we're definitely coming. They already photoshopped him over a fucking. Oh yeah, Captain Andrew Luck. This is the profile picture.
Fucking Cro-Magnon, man.
The most recent. Dearest mother, the unit moves out this morning to Cincinnati to battle a unit of tigers for one final exercise. Do not fret. I shall not see action, likely nor should their leader, Captain Dalton. A commander so intense it has been said his head is ablaze. I miss you, Andrew. Dearest mother, I am full of jubilance. My sidearm is true once more. The hogs would weep tears of joy had they witnessed today's events. The prospectors fell, but it was a simple exercise, no true harm. I'm ready for our upcoming campaign. My resolve solid. I love you, Andrew.
I'm gonna have to follow this page.
It's
now,
great.
'cause
It
it's
just
so
recently-
good.
Yeah, they post some good shit on there.
It just recently, like I just recently started seeing friends post it. I'm like, this is gold because Andrew Luck looks like he's either from the Civil War era or a caveman
Or both.
or a Neanderthal.
He's a Civil War Neanderthal.
Yeah, he's a man out of time.
He's Encino, man.
All right, we're getting a little late here, so let's go ahead
Yeah.
and call it close. So if you haven't heard already, Podcastrophe is moving to its own podcast feed on Podbean and all the other podcasting platforms such as iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, Spotify. Maybe not all of those, but we're going to be on some of those at least, as many as we can. But we are still on the Journey into Comics Network. So here in a couple weeks, probably around episode 55, we will officially be on our own feed, meaning we are going to be able to produce extra content whenever we want. We'll still have the show the live show will be every Tuesday. We're still figuring shit out in terms of schedule, but we are still part of the Journey into Comics Network. We're just on our own feed. So please still keep listening to the Journey into Comics Network. Go ahead and subscribe to Podcastrophe on Podbean.
Absolutely, and don't forget to go ahead and check out Breath for Brittany if you would. It's going for a good cause and stuff like that. And basically, like, you know, you're helping out someone really nice, and even if you don't know them personally and stuff, I encourage you to at least follow the page, figure out her story and stuff like that, 'cause she does post like pretty often and things like that. And if you would check that out, you know, I would really appreciate it. I'm sure she would too.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Journey into Comics Network. You get all the shows like Poor Entertainment, Poor News, Adulting Ain't Easy, Journey into Comics, Journey into Wrestling, Voice of Survival, Kids for Sale, Galif Radio, Brews with Dudes.
You know one thing I'm disappointed with?
What?
Neither one of you have commented on the fact that my hair is parted right down the middle. Just naturally.
I was just saying you from a side perspective, but yeah, it does look like, you know, it looks good. Looks good. I don't know what you want from me, but it looks
I
good.
don't know what you want from me. All right. On that note, I think we're done here.
I don't have anything else to say today.
AJ, thank you so much for rejoining us after so long.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're
Hopefully
gonna.
Our, schedule
we haven't
clear
had
out.
you yet.
Back to butt stuff. Last thing. Woo!
But if that is all, that is all. Thank you, Tyler, for always being an awesome co-host.
Bye.
AJ,
Yeah, absolutely.
Again,
Thanks
thank
for having
you.
me.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Please check us out every
Bye.
Tuesday live on Facebook and possibly other platforms
Couch
soon.
people.
Couch people. We are couch people. We talk like couch. We look like people.
Couch people. Couch people.
Oh, man.
Talk like
See
couch.
you later.
Look like people.
Please make every day a big dick day. Bye, guys.